Britain's best and most bookable comedians through a fun little Dungeons & Dragons adventure. Let's start with the basics. If you have not played Dungeons & Dragons before, let's just clarify what that is. First of all, welcome. But D&D is a collaborative storytelling game. What that means is we're going to make up a story tonight. I say make up, I've spent 3 days writing this. The players are going to make up a story tonight and largely ignore my work. But they're each going to play one character apiece. We'll go into their characters in a moment, and to determine when their characters try and do stuff, if they succeed or fail, we'll be using dice, like these. Higher numbers are better and imply success, lower numbers are worse and imply failure, like elections should work. I'll be playing everybody and everything else that they encounter in a thinly veiled live showreel. And as you can influence the story right now. If you can see, I think below me in shot, there's that link, comicrelief.com/D&D. You can visit that site right now and donate to the Comic Relief cause to help people in need this winter. And you can also vote on stuff that will happen in-game. Our first poll is closing in about 5 to 10 minutes. I don't know exactly when. I think it's 10 minutes? 10 minutes. We've got 10 minutes to vote on a magic item the players will encounter. Your options are not visible to me. So go and look that up on the internet and vote. We have fundraising goals as well. The more money you send us, the more fun or weird stuff we will introduce into the stream. You can see those detailed on the site. But first, we should meet our players and find out who's playing what. First up, Phil Wang. Welcome to Dungeons and Dragons.
Hello, Paul. Hello, fellow fantasy heads. I'm Phil Wang. I'm a comedian and escapist, and tonight I will be playing Bruce Lee, the sorcerer orc who is dressed in the Game of Death outfit that Bruce Lee wore in Game of Death, and the outfit that I wore in my highly unsuccessful Taskmaster bid.
Lovely stuff. And what can you tell us about Bruce Lee? Maybe two facts about Bruce. How does he live? What are his hopes and dreams?
Bruce Lee is not very clever. He's a sorcerer. He's good at magic, but he's kind of a dum-dum. He's just very powerful, but he's got no
the
finesse,
unattended fire hose of magic.
That's right. He's a bumbling dragon. Enter the bumbling dragon. He's descended from dragons. And he goes on about it a lot.
Excellent. Good to know. Next up, Sally Phillips. Hello and welcome to the show.
Hello. I'm Sally Phillips and I'm an actress. Which sounds like a swear word. And I am playing Squirrel Delph, who is a wood elf, a druid of the wood elves, and speaks a little bit like Kate Blanchett, a bit drunk at a bar. And Squirrel Delph is stout but speedy, skitters around woodland, and can speak to the nuts of wisdom and turn into a bee at will. And she can also use a moon power like a massive gun.
Precisely.
Watch out.
Next up, we have James Acaster as, disappointingly, not a caster. Instead, a paladin.
Hello, Paul. Hello, everyone watching on the internet. James Acaster here. I, tonight, will be playing Timothy Dick Spanner, OBE. He is a Minotaur and a paladin, which is a magic thing. He can do some tricks and stuff. He's got a magic golden dart of the bull that he can throw at people, and he worships the one true god, Jim Bowen, and all things bullseye.
Can we explain a little bit about the god Jim Bowen for, say, viewers who are under 30 or in America?
Yeah. Well, for one, if you don't know who Jim Bowen is, then you're not going to darts heaven, so bad luck. You're going to darts hell, which is a snooker pool room. It's a pool room in a dank, dark basement. Jim Bowen hosted a program called Bullseye, which was a combination of the sport, darts, and quiz questions, general knowledge mainly. Shows like that wouldn't get made today, not because of any political correctness, just because it's shit.
Okay, grand. And I just you've established an interesting rule there. Is Is snooker the opposite of darts? Great.
Yeah, the opposite of darts. Anyone who worships darts hates snooker and pool because snooker and pool, darts is a very, it's disciplined and it's all about accuracy. And snooker and pool are too athletic. We don't like them.
Okay, good to know. And last but not least, we'll find out who is least at the end of the show. Please welcome Lou Sanders.
Yeah. Hello. Hello, everyone. I'm Lou Sanders. I'm going to be playing Big Hoof Energy. And it's head of lady, body of horse. A tale as old of time. What are my skills? Acrobatics, roller skates, stuff like this. Very charming. He based it on me. But I can't climb. I can't climb at all. Only social climbing, isn't it, Paul?
That is correct.
Yeah.
And just to be super clear, you are a four-legged creature wearing 4 roller skates.
Yes.
Super.
I can take my roller skates off if I like.
That is true, although you are describing conventional roller skates.
And this artist, Max Dunbar, made these lovely pictures. And I said to Paul, "Oh, can we change it?" I thought a computer did it because it's so good. And I said, "Oh, can we change it to a white horse?" And he's like, "No." An artist spent hours on that. I was like, "Nah," as you were. So ready to go.
What a disappointingly accurate rendering of that conversation. Lovely, thank you very much. That's our party for this evening. And so we'll get right along with the adventure in a second, but not before I remind you that everything you donate tonight will go straight to Comic Relief, to helping the most vulnerable of us through the winter months. So please do give whatever you can afford to give, and the more you give, the weirder this show gets. I won't lie, there's some genuinely destabilising stuff coming up as a DM. This is going to be difficult. But still, let's roll. All right. Team, we begin our adventure in the frozen north of Faerun, in the lands of Icewind Dale, a dark land trapped in perpetual twilight where the sun has not risen for over 2 years. Blizzards rack the landscape and the snow conceals many dangers, bandits, monsters, and even worse. Only small bastions of civilization, the 10 towns, are safe havens against the cold. Your characters are all old friends. You've all worked together as adventurers for quite a while. And I cannot stress this enough. You are a team that works together, unlike all the other panel shows. Just to be super clear. You're on your way to one of the 10 towns right now, making your way through light snowfall as the wind whips at your faces like a weirdly focused dominatrix. You're on your way to the town of East Haven. Oh, that's not correct. You're on the way to the town of Tannamarine.
North Haven?
Tannamarine. Which I'm not convinced of. There's one I've done a search and replace, and it hasn't found that one because I've misspelled it. But you're on the way to Tourmaline, in the very north of Icewind Dale. Sally, as a druid, 2 days ago you were contacted by an intelligent crow who flew to you and has asked you.
They do that all the time. So they do that all the time. They will not own those crows. Pick, 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 pick. It's black feathers fall from the crow's ass onto the snow.
That's how it
dark patterns. And an arrow. Yes, and it spoke to me in the language of crows, which I understand.
You do. The crow flew to you and just simply said,
Yes.
"Hey, Squirrel Dalf, we need you to help. Some terrible tragedy has befallen the people."
That's Christopher Walken.
And I spoke to it back in the same voice because that is the language of the
Correct.
crows. Is that right? Yeah, so a terrible tragedy. Tell me more, Crow.
Sally, the numbers have gone up after that accent. The numbers have just gone up. And Russell Crowe wants a part.
That was the name of the
carry
crow.
on.
Just Russell, but you
Russell
can infer.
Crowe. Oh, yeah.
And also, before we
Wait.
go any further, there is a mechanic in 5th edition Dungeons & Dragons called Inspiration, where as a reward for good role-playing or just knocking something out of the park, I give the players inspiration, which they can have in their back pocket to keep as a means of getting advantage on a roll. And for our purposes tonight, I'm going to use it to let the players re-roll dice. Phil, for making the observation of Christopher Walken, you can have inspiration, my friend.
Well done, Phil.
But it's inspiration that got me there.
Yes.
It's a cyclical process. Anywho,
Renewable inspiration.
Christopher Walken has told you that the town of Tourmaline is in desperate need of help, and so the four of you have set off into the snow to assist them. As you approach the town, 2 days' travel later, it's early in the morning. You can see that there's heavy snowfall, and you can see just ahead of you the town peeking out of the distance, and you can see there's weird little red orbs on some of the buildings, like decorations strung up. And you realise that this, today in fact, is Winter Shield, a celebration of community in the depths of winter. And these decorations are not typical for Winter Shield. There's something a little out of place. And you arrive, as you walk past the outer marker of the town, you pass a sign that reads, "Welcome to Tourmaline. I hope you like fish." As the town's crest is just a fish eating a gemstone. And you notice there's a splatter of blood on that sign and spots of blood on the snow either side of the road, which has been swept clean. Would each of you make a perception check for me?
Yes.
Yes. Perception.
Wow, I've got 18.
Is perception the red dice?
It is.
Sorry.
Always the red, almost always the red dice.
I have got
Lovely.
16.
This dum-dum's got bad perception. I got 6.
14. Excellent.
14.
Sorry, Lou, what's it?
6 plus
18.
3.
18.
Phil, you spot nothing wrong. Nothing is out of place here. This blood seems entirely appropriate. You assume this was intentional.
Lovely day. Just a lovely day with pink snow.
James and Sally, a little ways into the town, in the shadow of one of the buildings, you can spot what appears to be a sort of odd pile of metal and like red and white striped candy, but like quite large candies. Lou, as you got 18, you can see the same pile of candy. You can also see a second one on the other side of the road, and you are aware that the two things are moving slowly. They're not piles, they're coherent entities. They're not only moving slowly, they're waiting for you four, and they haven't realised that you've seen them yet.
Yeah, handy candy. Okay, what do we do? Should I make a decision?
Nothing. Everything's fine.
What you could do is you could relay this information to the group and then work out what to do.
Listen, guys, important information. The candy is moving and it is waiting for us.
Big hoof energy. Have you been drinking?
Not enough, actually. I've forgotten your squirrel door.
Sally, would you make a religion check for me, please?
And that
red dice, and
that
it's
red as well?
one of your skills, which is the blue section of your character sheet.
You'd think that religion would be a different colour. It's only a 6.
Only a 6.
It's only a 6.
You are, I'm
Plus.
afraid. Oh, hang on, plus.
Plus what your religion is. No, okay, carry on. Plus what your religion is, no?
Or is that 6 in total?
What?
Oh. You know your religion, is it plus whatever, plus 3, plus 4, plus whatever?
Oh,
plus...
okay, I understand. Okay, religion. Religion plus 2.
8. Okay.
8. I'm making that 8.
You have not heard of the figure known as Father Christmas. There is no. You are not familiar with those legends.
I figure. No,
Yeah.
I'm not.
Oh,
But I
dear.
can tell that this is elf handiwork. These little candy canes. I just know that an elf has had something to do with it.
Yeah, you are.
But it's
aware.
bad. It's a bad.
Yeah, I'll say with that role, you are aware that candy making is a traditional wood elf profession, but these are made wrong somehow. The spiral
It
of
is
the
a
candy is
bad-
going the wrong way.
It's a here. You know how like Jimmy Savile did a lot of charity work? You know what I mean? Like the stuff
it looks nice, but
it
actually
looks
it's
nice,
nasty.
but it's not.
Might be poisoned. And
Yes.
also the metal, that looks like something with braces. A big beast with braces has been eating them and it's pulled the braces out.
So we need to destroy it or stamp on it or give it to someone evil or something like this. I don't know. What do you think? Don't ask Phil. He's in doo-doo land.
We should investigate the little pile of candy that's waiting for us. There might be goodies. There might be waiting to help us out. Maybe these are good people.
I've got more perception than you as a woman who's on her moon cycle, and I say it's bad.
Okay.
I agree with Dick Spanner.
I'll tell you what we can do is that what the Siberian shamans do is they feed poisonous mushrooms to reindeer. The reindeer absorb the poison, and only the hallucinogenic effects of the mushrooms come out the other end, and so drink the urine. So I suggest we take these candies, we feed them to a beast of some kind, maybe Phil.
He won't notice any difference.
And drink his urine.
Drink his urine.
I perceive nothing wrong with this plan.
It was only a matter of time before we were suggesting to drink Phil's urine.
We have been on the air for just under 20 minutes, and it's already come to this.
What do you think of that as a plan, Paul? Are we allowed with you?
What if that was a plan?
Okay.
Luke, here's what I want you to do. I want you, 3 bullet points. I would like you to summarise the plan as you understand it.
Okay. Get the candy. Feed it to a beast, Phil. Wait till he needs to go to the toilet and drink his urine. Actually, now I say it like that, I don't think it's the best
And yet,
plan.
it's exactly what you're going to do. We play with live ammunition here.
Okay.
So, who of you is going to approach the candy first?
Well, it was...
Sally's idea.
Yeah. Oh, she's not called Sally, is she?
Squirrel Delph.
Squirrel Delph, and I'm also able to hide very easily behind other people. So if I might get a leaf.
Squirrel Delph, your dog in the background is just cleaning its bits, and I think that
It's okay. It's obscured on the stream by character art, so the only people who can see that are us. But rest assured, viewers at home, there is some stuff happening
Right
out of
behind
shot.
that, there's a dog licking its nuts.
Entirely appropriate, and that's why she has a little eye infection there. So okay, I'm going to pick up something natural like a handful of snow, and I'm going to hide behind that and go up. I'm going to approach these piles of candy infused with metal that are moving towards us, and I'm going to see if I can capture one with one of my tools. Have I got any tools,
You've got
Paul?
some tools. There's a green section of your character sheet which details all of the items your character is currently holding.
Meanwhile, I've just remembered that I had a different voice for my character that distinguishes me. So stay tuned for that because that'll be coming up next.
Sally, while you're having a look at your inventory, would you make a stealth check for me?
Oh my God, I've got the armor of the beast, whatever that is. That's amazing. I can put that on at any time.
Yeah.
I'm wearing it.
It's a headphones.
Oh my word! And a wand of bees. I could fire bees at people at will. That's amazing. But I don't have like a little wheelbarrow to put these
I think
piles
you have
of
a
candy
backpack.
in. But you want me to do it?
I think you
I have a backpack. Yes, I do. I have a backpack. Right, so I'm going to pick up the red
And
dice.
add your
I'm gonna roll
stealth skill to it.
to see how. That's 13 plus 3. I've got
Okay, using your
16,
wood elf
Paul.
ability to hide in plain sight, you hold up some snow in front of you and hide behind it, sneaking your way towards these candy creatures. And as you get closer, you become very aware these creatures are... do you remember the film The Terminator?
I do. I remember that very well.
That sort of skeletal robot, but made out of candy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's sort of
made out
crouching
of
down.
candy. It's a destroyer.
It looks very...
Yes.
It looks quite dangerous.
Amazingly,
It
it
cannot
can't
see
see
you.
me though because I am hidden. I'm hidden behind a snowball because I have the ability to hide behind.
Yes.
Not very much, as long as it's natural. And I have druid craft. I can use at any time. Yeah. So I can make things go on fire.
You can
Very
you can
easily.
effectively light a candle. Yes.
So I'm going to light a candle and start a small electrical fire in the candy terminators. Would that work, Paul?
Let's find out. So, you conjure a flame on the sort of inside of one of these candy creatures' vacant rib cages.
Oh.
Oh, okay. It takes a very small amount of damage and immediately rises up to full height. This thing is about 5 foot tall. The other one stands up as well. And the two of them amazingly still haven't seen you, but begin to run towards the rest of the party.
Oh no!
Claws popping out of the ends of their fingertips.
Okay, we can
This is
pass.
fine.
We can cast a spell. I'm going to cast.
Lou, because we get to roll for initiative this early on in the show. So everyone, it's 1 red dice. Add your initiative value, which has a little lightning bolt next to it on the character sheet.
Ah,
I
lovely.
have 14.
Thank you, Phil. James. Sorry.
18.
Lou.
19.
I don't have any initiative on this sheet that I can see.
It's
On the right hand
back
side.
up. Middle of the page.
Middle of the page.
Right hand side.
It's got a
Right.
lightning symbol.
Oh, okay. I have got 4 total. I rolled a 1.
Ah.
Okay. So, Lou, on initiative 19,
Yes.
these two creatures are barreling towards you down the street. They've completely run past Squirrel Delph
Yeah.
and are rushing towards the three of you. It looks very much like they are intending to attack.
Until they see me swizzling around on my roller skates, and they think, "Well, we can't kill such a talent." Or do I need a spell as well?
No, you can make an acrobatics check for me.
Okay.
To see what kind of rad roller skating tricks are you pulling?
It's like I'm dancing to like something really fun, Kylie, and I'm doing some tricks, and they just think, "Whoa, we're not going to get rid of that," you know? Oh dear, or are they? Because 7.
7. Okay, so
Yeah.
you are. I'm going to say you're distracting rather than elegant.
And that's
There's a real, like, you know, when in a Hanna-Barbera cartoon where a character runs on the spot for a minute and their legs become blurs. That's happening.
Yeah.
However,
Sort of like a child having a tantrum. Yeah.
you do successfully mean they won't attack you. They are instead going to attack Phil and James.
Okay.
Speaking of which, James, on initiative 18, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
So the robots are attacking
Candy
us.
robots.
The candy robots. Well, can I attempt to eat them?
Yes.
I would like to attempt
Excellent.
to eat one of them,
would
please.
you please roll for me an attack as if you're using your sword?
Yes. Ba, 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 ba. Oh,
A 1.
got
Would you
1.
like to use your free reroll that the audience has bought for you?
yeah,
choice.
I would love that. 2.
Okay. As one of the monsters barrels towards you, instead of drawing a weapon or raising your shield, you simply open your mouth real wide and lean towards it. And that is apparently your entire turn. The monster, however, instead of conveniently diving into your mouth, takes a swing at you. Oh, now I have a 1. And trips, falling into your mouth.
That's good.
Can we save him?
This monster has tripped, fallen over, and has placed its comparatively small head directly into Timothy Dickspanner's mouth.
Bullseye!
James, would you roll for me a d6, which is the blue ones, and add your strength
Yes.
modifier? Jesus Christ, your strength modifier is 4. So add your strength modifier to that.
Rolled another 1 over here, so I'll be adding a 4 to that.
I'm
5.
doubling that, as these things are vulnerable to biting because they are essentially
lovely.
food. Next up, Phil. The second one of these is running towards you, and you've just seen a really inept series of choices result in Timothy Dickspanner biting the face off of one of these monsters.
Is there only one running
There's
at
one running at
me?
you.
Aha! A challenger. Well, even a dum-dum like me knows that robots are sensitive to electrical shocks. Now, as a sorcerer, I have a spell called Shocking Grasp, where lightning comes out of my tips. So I'm gonna shock this little guy. I'm gonna short circuit him. I'm gonna reset him to
Sure
factory
thing.
settings. So I would like to cast.
Excellent. Would
Shocking
you
grasp.
please make an attack roll as if you are... Is it the same to hit as if you're using your dagger? So it's a red die and you're adding 5 to it.
12 plus 5
Oh, that is a hit.
17.
And if you could please roll... if you could roll for me 1d8. No,
That's a
the
little
green
purple
ones.
guy,
The
yeah?
green ones. Yep.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
green like me. Okay. Sorry about this. Oh, 8.
Superb. You have correctly inferred that these things are vulnerable to electrical damage, so we double that to 16. As you stretch out with your hand, punch it with the palm of your hand in the chest, lightning flashes out, and this thing falls apart in front of you. Just shreds.
Yeah, not so dumb now.
That was it's going to be its turn. Next up is Squirrel Delph. These things have run past you. Timothy Dickspanner has one partially in his mouth, and Bruce Lee has just shattered one to pieces. What would you like to do?
I don't know. Danger is over, Paul. I feel like this is no longer a threatening situation. One is headless. One has been shattered to pieces. I suppose if they need my help, I might turn into a hawk, and pick it up, and then the remaining headless one up and fly it to the edge of a cliff, and then drop it a great distance.
I like this move. As a bonus action, you use your druid wild shape ability to turn into a hawk.
Does it run out my
It lasts
capability?
for 2 hours in game.
But can I do
No,
it
twice
as
a
many
day.
times as I want?
But do you want to rethink that?
Oh, is this like that's a bit of a
Okay.
waste of it? Yeah, I might
But
use
you
something
could
that
just
I can
kick
just
it,
do, like
but-
make. I could kick it. Yeah, garland it with flowers. Yeah, I think I'll garland it with flowers and yeah, I think I'll do that. Just kick it into a bin that's standing nearby. Just
Sure.
kick it into a bin.
Leave no trace.
Would you make an attack roll for me, please, Sally? Which for you is a red die. Add 5 to that.
16 plus 5.
It's 21.
No
21.
idea what that is. 21.
Excellent. I'll roll the damage for you here. So it's only a couple, but it is, however, sufficient. As Timothy Dickspanner, what you see is this thing flailing around trapped in your mouth, and then out of nowhere, you just watch a snowball bob towards you, apparently unaided. And out of nowhere, Squirrel Delph appears and just kicks this thing in what would be its junk. But in actuality, there is none, shattering its lower torso, and the candy robot falls inert, hanging out of your mouth. Its skull is in your mouth now, and you realise it's going to be hard to get that out. And as the sounds of combat vanish, as silence pervades over the scene, you hear a voice from within the town, just going, "Hail, Squirrel Delph! Is that you?" And you see
Yeah.
a young half-orc
Hi.
approaching.
Watch it.
Uh,
Oh no, not him.
yeah, you remember me from that thing.
Oh no, yeah, no, oh god, not him. No, hide me. Big hoof
Oh.
energy.
Yeah. No, a young orc, a hand.
Oh, thank Valkyrie you're here. Today is supposed to be Winter Shield, and as you know, it's a midwinter festival of sanctuary and community, but our Winter shield has been stolen from the town square, and we're no longer protected from the storms, and nobody's celebrating. We need you to get it back.
Oh, all right. Should we do that, guys? Do you fancy a bit of another adventure? I mean,
Yeah.
I feel that those candy robots didn't even stretch us. I feel
Yeah.
it's insulting, really, that they came in our direction.
This sounds like just the sort of thing we were looking for today.
Exactly, a proper challenge. So tell me, half-orc guy, who I vaguely
Or-
remember meeting at a party with a
Orus.
load of
My name's
badgers,
Orus.
tell me,
Yep.
Horus, hey Horus, tell me, how big is this shield and where's it gone? Who
Well,
took
there's
it? Do you
been,
know?
As you know, we're a principally fishing village, but also we dabble in mining.
I know that.
Aye.
You dabble in mining.
Some of the
All right,
miners,
Interesting.
at one of the dig sites.
I could turn into a squirrel and
I
bury
remember
stuff.
you showed me that time. Yeah.
Did I?
You must have been drunk.
Some of the
must have
miners
been
unearthed
very-
something at their dig, something weird and ancient, and whatever it was, it and its minions, these things, these weird robot things, came to town 2 days ago. It killed some of the guard and took the winter shield, and then some of its servants put these weird red lights up everywhere. And since then, it's been horrible storms the whole time. It's been below freezing all the time in the village. We can't get warm. It's not long before people are going to start to die.
Sugar. Okay.
Oh, you
What-
considered changing energy
If only
provider.
we had that option.
Yes. Well, is it to do with the colour of the red lights? Because, should we change
I
the
don't
Just
know.
change the colour of them.
Well, we
the-
could give it a try.
The only thing we do know is that it left that, and it points to the wall of the town hall, where you can see in 6-foot-high letters, carved as if with massive claws, is the word Krampus.
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 That
Oh,
I know what Krampus is. Krampus is. Krampus is a baddie at Christmas. It's a Christmas there's a horror film called Krampus, and it kills people at Christmas time if you're not good and stuff like that. Like the opposite of Santa Claus, like a
Right.
horrible Christmas villain.
So we need to reopen the mines.
Nope.
Is that right?
We
And
need
get
to
the
go into
shield
the
back.
mines and get the
Yes.
shield back. Mine's already open.
Okay. Okay. I was thinking of Maggie Thatcher. So we need to
That's
go
a whole
into the
separate
mines
quest.
and get. Yes.
in terms of the weather, my young half-orc friend, I believe I have powers over the weather. I speak fluent nature. I'm friends with the fog. And I believe that I may be able to help you here. I may have some knowledge about what the heck is going on with these little red orbs. But I can't for the life of me see. What are they? Should we go and have a look at the red orbs and see what they are? See if we
Yeah.
can,
Yeah,
and then go and get their.
In fact, James, would you make a
Yep.
religion check for me, please?
Sure. Religion. I worship Jim Bowen. Here we go. 7 + 2.
Okay. Oh, because
9.
that would have been a failure, but you are Bowen Sworn. So you recognise that.
Yes.
You're not clear on the origins of this, but the Krampus is part of a religion known as the Virgonites, who worship John Virgo, the god of snooker.
Damn, that's the worst religion. That's basically that's Satanists to Christians. They're the worst. I hate Virgonites. I hate them with all my heart. They go around with their pool cues, even the weird ones that you rest other pool cues on top of, and they're the worst people. They don't let you. They put their money on all the tables so that you can't get to it. And there's a whole queuing system that no one understands, and they do trick shots all the live long day. If they've been invading your village, we got to see them. Hightail it out of here. I will not have them. Those red lights probably represent all the pool balls.
James, as you say
red
that,
balls.
you realise that there are about 10 red lights for every 1 green and 1 blue and 1 brown.
Yeah.
And all the other. Yeah.
Right.
I know it. These are snooker ball lights. We need to get rid of them in a very specific order.
And the rest of
yes.
you, would each of you make a history check for me, please?
I'd love to. 10.
14.
Okay, Lou,
16.
you are not familiar with this legend at all, but Phil and Sally, you are both aware of an ancient civilization that used to live on these lands, like centuries ago, called Netheril. and that the Krampus was a type of devil that they used to bind into service to kind of keep order during the holidays and make sure everyone kept to the old ways. And it's possible. It sounds like one has been released after centuries upon centuries of being trapped in something, and it's gone a bit wrong.
Oh, yes. I know this Krampus well. Every young walk is told the story of the Krampus. We must defeat it. It is very dangerous to have the embodiment of a bad Christmas spirit wandering around. It is like the opposite of a John Lewis advert.
John Lewis, of course, is a very famous.
But how do we?
The sorcerer John Lewis.
How do we fight the Krampus? I vaguely remember the story, but I've eaten a lot of strange fungus, and I can't remember exactly the details. But how do we fight the Krampus? How do we, if he's a devil, how do we?
I bet he hates joy. I bet he hates joy and light.
I'll tell you what he hates. He hates darts. If you're working for the Burger Knights,
Yeah.
he's working for the Burger Knights. He loves pool and snooker. He will absolutely hate darts. And if I get my dart of the bull anywhere near him, he won't stand a chance.
You dart him. Dart him.
I reckon we should spend a bit of time whittling and smelting and making our own darts, don't you? And
Yeah. It shouldn't just be me who has darts on this quest. We'll all
Well,
need
look,
to be
as it
darted
happens,
up.
one of the miners made it back to town with a magic item that he'd found in the mine. Before he died, he gave it to me, and I'm giving it to you now. And I believe that magic item is... It is, according to the poll, which closed, the magic item the audience has chosen to give you. Oh no, isn't the one I spent 4 hours writing. Son of a...
it's the endless.
It is the
It's
carton
the
of
carton
endless
of
milk.
milk. Is it the Of course, it's a carton of endless milk. I'm so excited. That's fantastic.
But if someone's lactose intolerant, that could be very dangerous in
turns
the
out
wrong
no.
hands.
Even with my perception skills, I perceive that Paul has not written enough about the carton of endless.
The Wand of Chaos was a 6-page document that I'd researched. I spent so long on that. Anyway, which of you is accepting the carton of endless milk?
Well, Squirrel Delph seems quite excited about it.
In which case,
Well, I just like limitless
Sally,
milk. That's
would
exciting.
you please
Yes.
open the green envelope that was sent to you earlier this week, in which you will find the rules for the carton of endless milk, which I'll tell you right now, can produce an endless amount of milk in various pressures, and it can produce milk of lukewarm, cold, or boiling temperatures, and your selection of cow's milk, rice milk, oat milk, or almond milk.
Boiling milk could do
100%.
some damage.
And as the party gets used to their new magic
they
item,
could.
we're going to take a little break so that we can show you some footage of the good work Comic Relief is doing, and also demonstrate some of the incredible need that exists out there, which is why we're asking for your money this evening. And while we're doing that, I'm going to take this opportunity to remind you that the more money you donate, the weirder this show gets. For example, upcoming fundraising goals we have coming up. We're almost at $5,000, at which point the players all receive a health potion, which they have in their... Oh, yeah, we've sent you some... Oh, it's a spoiler. But we've sent you some health potions to drink if you ever use them in character. At £7,500, Lou Sanders will put on her character costume we've sent her. At 10 grand, Mr. Acaster will put on his costume. And then at 12.5, Sally. And then at 15, Phil Wang will put on his character costume. And then we'll be adding more goals as we go. It's only a matter of time before we start phoning people. So... with that, please enjoy this Comic Relief short film, and we'll be back in about 5 minutes, I think.
Hi, my name is Ethan. I'm 9 years old. I live in Leicestershire.
Do you like to make people laugh? Yeah.
As you might have noticed, I can't speak. I'm glad I've got this voice box to help me.
It helps you, doesn't it? Does it help you talk?
I use my voice box to communicate.
Come on then, Eve, should we sit down?
I show people what I'm talking about by pointing.
I know, it's painful, isn't it?
I was born with cerebral palsy.
Oh, does that hurt a bit?
Basically, my brain works a bit differently. That means my muscles have to work really hard.
Ready. Can you give me a high five now? Good walking. See you later.
My favourite things in the world are baking cakes.
1.5 ounces of caster sugar.
Playing computer games. Oh, and I love walking Bunty dog with my friend Olivia.
I like playing with Ethan because he's fun, funny and cheeky.
When I was small, I couldn't do things that other children could. Like sitting up by myself and walking. My mum and dad didn't want me to miss out.
Big step. Good boy. Push.
So we started to go to a place called Steps when I was 15 months old.
Step, step, this away. Step, step, that away.
I still go every week.
Onto steps.
Comic Relief helps fund special equipment for Steps.
Lovely, Ethan. Lovely, clever boy.
To help me and my friends get stronger
And 1 and 2.
and learn new things
Ready, steady, go.
whilst making friends and having fun.
Yes! Yes!
I couldn't walk,
Clever boy.
but I took my first steps by myself at 4 years old. I love Steps. We play lots of games, and although it can be hard work, it's lots of fun.
Good job.
Steps is very much about helping the children achieve everything that they possibly can. I would describe them as superstars. They are Steps superstars.
Thank you. Bye.
There are many children like me, both here in the UK and around the world, that need places like Steps to give them the best possible start in life.
My name's Courtney, I'm 17 years old and I live in Edinburgh.
Courtney, you ready, darling?
I go volunteering with my dad 5 times a week and we feed the homeless.
Looking forward to tonight.
Absolutely love going.
Do you like a juice?
They're doing a good job for homeless people.
I volunteer with the charity Steps to Hope. They're being funded by Comic Relief to provide accommodation to people experiencing homelessness and addiction.
You're welcome.
The food van is a great way for us to meet people who are most in need.
You're welcome. Enjoy. You too.
It's estimated that around 280,000 people in the UK don't have a place to call home.
Here, pal, here. You want a juice?
The people who are homeless, their lives are just full of chaos.
Would you like sauce?
And nothing's stable at all.
I'm in temporary accommodation, which has been achieved through Steps to Hope. Without them, I would probably still be on the streets now.
The people that we help, they're not just homeless people or addicts.
Jamie, are you wanting a buttered roll?
They are somebody's loved one.
John?
From first-hand experience, I know that it's a very worrying time when a loved one is homeless.
This is your buggy.
So it's my dad's charity, actually.
Is it? Right, okay. We'll see you in the morning.
When I was growing up, my dad was a drug addict, so there was a lot of hard and upsetting times. When things got tough at home, my dad couldn't stay with us anymore. I used to just sit in my room and just think about where's Dad, where's he went. I hope he's safe. When I was 10, 11-year-old, my dad relapsed. I'd had to say to him that I couldn't have him in my life anymore until he got better. I'd say it was 9, 10 months that I wasn't talking to him at all. It was devastating. Then on Christmas Day, he had asked me if I wanted to go with him to hand stuff out to the homeless. I immediately said yes. I felt like my dad was really trying to change his life. We handed out 10 Santa sacks of clothes to the homeless. Then the next again year it was 40. We are now able to provide longer-term housing too.
We've been doing a lot of cleaning today. We're just making sure everything's ready to move in tomorrow.
This flat is for someone who Steps to Hope has helped through the Substance Recovery Programme.
Having a roof over your head does open so many doors. People having relationships again with their family, building better relationships with friends. That looks nice. It's amazing. I am very proud of my dad.
Home sweet home.
He's been able to turn his life around and has now been able to turn other people's lives around.
Welcome back to the show. You're watching Comic Relief Plays Dungeons & Dragons 2, arguably the loosest game of D&D this year, except, of course, for the other one that had Nish in it. If you're just joining us, welcome. We are playing Dungeons & Dragons with 4 of the UK's best comedians, and we are having a whale of a time doing it. We're also raising money for Comic Relief, and one of the ways you can raise money for Comic Relief is by looking at the link just below me, which I can't see, but I'm assured it's there, and going to vote on upcoming polls. We've had our first poll is closed. Our second poll will close in about 10 minutes, and you can vote on an ally the party will have a chance to bring into the fold and become friends with. Your options are a totally ordinary donkey but that owns a nice straw hat, a wise and very grumpy wizard, a mighty and unstable warrior and his miniature giant space hamster, or a horrible goose. And I won't lie, a horrible goose has been in the lead all for the last 10 days, like a 90% lead. But now everybody is voting hard for Minsk, a mighty and unstable warrior, which is great, but will drastically change the ending of the show from what I've been led to believe it would be for the last 10 days. So, please vote on that. You've got about 10 minutes to make my life easier or harder. I mean, the goose doesn't make it any easier. You decide. However, our party has been tasked with defeating the Krampus and retrieving the Winter Shield to save a town from the horrors of winter. And I am being told that... Oh, we have our first targeted donation thing. If you go, I don't know what these are called. They're donation targets. There's a specific goal. If you fill a £500 meter on the fundraising page right now, as soon as you hit £500, Sally will show at least one of her dogs to the internet. Minimum one dog.
I'll tell you what, I will add to that you can also, if you get up to, what should we say, £1,000, you can also give the dog a middle name that I will get put on the dog's collar.
So, just to be clear,
Wow.
it costs £500 to see a dog, and then £1,000 for, now I think about it, a group of people to try and name a dog, but in a binding sense. I don't know how it's supposed to work. Welcome to the internet, fools.
And Paul, what was the second part of that Comic Relief don't really want us to do?
The thing we're not really supposed to bring up was you had also offered to let the internet name your boobs.
Yes, at the moment they're called Suckle Brothers. But if you can come up with something better for, let's say, 2,000.
Cool.
And I will also, I'm not going to brand them, but I will get a pendant.
Okay,
moving
I'm
on.
really looking forward to that being cut out of the edit. But the party has set off. Oh, it is.
Going out live.
This is live.
Yeah, this is
but will
live,
be
right?
edited.
Also, Paul, I
That
can't
seems reasonable.
see you.
Yeah.
Does that matter?
Yeah, I
I'll
can't.
see
I
you very
can only
discreetly.
see Sally.
I can't.
I'm sat in a room.
Yes.
Okay.
We're surrounded by quite a lot of candy canes. And a goblin. There's a goblin here. Right. You guys have set off into the wilderness. And as you make your way through the blizzard, your roller skates transmute into cross-country skis for a period of time.
Yes.
Making you...
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you have the boots of skating. You briefly... can you all make survival checks? I should tell a lie. Which of you is leading the party towards the mine? Who do you think has the best sense of direction?
Is it Squirrel Dolph?
I think it would be me. Yeah, I think
it's
I'm really enjoying
I'm
Squirrel
one with,
Delph's level of confidence in her own abilities.
Yeah.
She's Australian, you know. Yeah, I think it would be me. I think I'm one with the earth,
Sure.
and I think I have inbuilt inside me not only all kinds of other magic things like the ability to turn into a bee, but I think I naturally align north-south. I have like an inbuilt
Compass.
compass. That was the word I was looking for. The word that was going to me was
You have a
thermometer.
natural thermometer for north. That's how that works. So, Sally, would you make a survival check for me? And as you have a natural thermometer for direction, I will let you have advantage on this roll. So you roll 2 of the red die, and you keep the best one. And then you add to your survival.
All right.
to it.
Oh, thank you. That's extremely generous. Okay, my best one is 15, and I add
Wow.
survival 6.
It is
That's
a very
high score once again. Not for nothing is Squirrel Delph and arrogance.
I think it's when you can back it up. It's not arrogance. It's just confidence. And so you make your way through this snowstorm, undeterred by all the different things happening around you. There's sort of gnarled, withered trees, grasping hands bursting out of the ground around you, drifts of snow everywhere. It's a very bleak landscape, and the sky is perpetually grey. Until, after a little while, Squirreldelf, you see a little campfire in the wilderness.
Yes.
And you can see huddled down next to it, trying to keep warm, is a goblin. The rest of you can see this as well. Squirreldelf, I assume, has pointed it out to you.
Okay, in this universe, are goblins
no, not
bad?
necessarily. Yeah.
No, they're friendly. They're not too dissimilar from elves,
they
but
can be neutral.
they can be neutral.
It's
They're just
dangerous to assume that an entire species is purely good or bad,
100%,
right?
James.
Well, very well.
Very good. It's 2020
Yes,
as
James,
good as
you
anything.
can have inspiration for the current wokest thing that's been said on the show.
Can Lou have like a prize that's slightly bigger for saying the least woke thing?
That's what we're rewarding now?
If Suckle Brothers is not woke.
Wait, because we have hit £500. Sally, show us a dog.
Show us a dog.
You know, there's two, but I've just got one
we're
here. He's
charging
fast
them
asleep.
separately
Hang
for
on
the
there.
second dog. It's a charity
Okay,
event.
okay.
All right, audience, stand by for dog.
500 gold is a good price for a dog.
Who is this?
Well, the internet decides, I think.
He was fast asleep. Hey, Teddy.
Sally, may I ask, what is Teddy's full name currently?
Okay. It is just
But
Teddy.
you are offering the opportunity to give Teddy a middle name.
Yeah, I was. Yeah, I suppose, you
I'm
just
with
add your own surname, don't you? To dogs. Slightly unfairly.
Is it Dick Spanner? You know.
Yeah.
Or so I'm going to put that on his collar. You're going to make me do that? I can't do that to a dog. Teddy Dick Spanner.
We'll see.
Teddy Dick Spanner Phillips.
Lovely name. Lovely.
You have to shout in the park every time you want him to go back to you.
Yep. So I think, I'm just checking. So now it is a separate £1,000 goal to name this hound.
Oh, okay.
And I think what we'll do is, it is the middle name of the dog. I think what we'll do is we might source name suggestions. I'll pick one from the stream. And we might get one from Lou, one from Philip, one from James, and then I think we can put a poll in the stream.
Yeah. I'm just going to say he is a rescue dog, so nothing too mean, eh?
I'm going to veto anything
he's been
awful.
Look who suddenly likes woke.
What's his name again?
When it comes to your own dog.
Teddy. Teddy. Okay.
Oh, what a lovely
calm
look.
Really
Some current suggestions in the chat are Teddy Sucklebrother, Mr. Piss.
It's funny.
That's good. That's really good.
It's not as good as Mr. Piss, is it?
Mr. Piss is a reference to the D&D show, which is weird. Don Potato, which is the name of a dog that David Reed played in my show. There's a few others. We'll come back to these. It's going to cost you £1,000, the audience, if that is your real name. And we'll come back to this in good time. However, this goblin looks up at you and sees the four of you silhouetted against the sort of blanket of snow that's pouring out of the sky, and just sort of cowers, and it just makes it reaches its hand inside of its cape and pulls out a short sword and just puts the sword down and then backs away, holding its hands up and just kind of going, I'm a goblin. Oh.
Goblin speak.
You're an orc. We've got some cultural commonalities.
Some similarities, but mostly superficial.
Yeah, a lot of people make more assumptions based on stuff. Perhaps you adventurers can help me. A monstrous creature came through the snow and kidnapped some friends of mine. It put them in a bag. I'm a goblin.
How do you get out of the bag? You look alright.
You are just... So I just hid behind a leaf.
Oh, you know, I'm very good at hiding.
Oh, really? I trained at Collier.
Do you know what I also trained at Collier? Yeah, I also did that. So,
Get a room, you two.
yeah. So, yeah, interesting. What does everyone think?
I would like to
About
hear
this?
more about this creature and what the creature looked like.
It was massive.
Goblin.
It was like 10 foot tall. It had huge horns, like like 2 unicorns, and it had.
That was
no, like different to yours. They were like swept back, like with gel, and.
Back with gel. Okay.
Oh, I think he's describing Krampus.
Oh yeah, it also had
Yes.
an ID badge
Like,
that read
yes,
Krampus.
yes.
I'm a goblin.
Yes, he's describing Krampus. And so Krampus picked up your goblin friends and put them in a bag and ran off with them?
It is the opposite of Santa because Santa's got bags of presents
Goblins.
and he's got bags of
I'm a goblin.
goblins. Yeah.
Bags of goblins.
So we
And-
need to find Krampus and free
you
the
help me?
goblins.
And get the shield.
Yeah.
What can
Oh,
you
I
add
cannot
to the
come with
party,
you.
Goblin?
I am a coward, but I can offer you payment now by giving you this.
What payment?
The mystery pouch, and he holds up a sort of a tatty sack that's got blood dripping out the bottom of it.
Yes.
And just he hands
Oh,
that
that-
to
that
who's
is
nearest, probably
mysterious.
Squirrel Elf.
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
Stinks a
We
bit.
found it on a lucky dead guy.
Yeah, you found it in the lucky dead guy. And so
Yeah,
this is a
I don't know
mystery
what's
pouch. I just.
But it's all yours.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, well, thanks. I think, Goblin. What did you say your name was?
Rough. Lunchable.
Keith? Rough.
Yeah, rough punchable.
Rough punchable.
You can imagine how difficult school was.
Rough punchable. The double.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can imagine it was very hard. Should we have a look in, or should we take it with us? Should we just
Look
leave it
in.
here?
You
Peek
peek
it in.
into
I'll
the
have
mystery
it, but-
pouch and find the following things. There are 3 apples, which appear to be perfectly normal apples, just covered in blood.
I love
There is a
apples.
potion of luck,
I love 'em.
which will allow you to have advantage on all the rolls for 3 turns, and a spell scroll, which is a new spell that I have created for the game, based entirely on Phil Wang's podcast. The spell is Bud Pod's Fantasy Embargo, which it's a first level enchantment spell that targets a creature within 60 feet, who is then prevented from discussing the topic of your choice.
Say again. Say again.
It just makes people. It makes it illegal
Yeah.
for people to talk about something you don't want them to talk about.
Love that. Okay, great.
And so with that, I'll bid you farewell, because this is a sort of timed affair.
Yeah.
Give us your
All I
sword
defend
before you
myself
go.
with. All I have...
Leave your sword.
Oh, you got so angry that you cut out vocally. Yeah, have my sword.
Thank you.
Yes.
And have you got any
Oh,
biscuits?
Yeah.
All I have is biscuits. Yeah, you can have these. They're the kind of
Yeah, you know,
they're the little
you're
kind.
quite hungry.
Like sometimes if you go to a really nice hairdresser's, that comes with a coffee.
Yeah,
I noticed. I
Lotus
forgot the name.
biscotti. Love them. Yeah.
Give us
Yeah.
those
Oh,
biscuits, or
no.
I'll stab you.
Wow, you've really turned actually, Dick Spanner.
I
Hey,
think
I never
think
said
he's
I was
hang-
good.
Oh, he's
Okay.
hungry. He's
Please.
hungry.
He needs to eat the biscuits to calm him down.
Watch the apple from the bag.
I like biscuits.
I love apples, but I've got a feeling these are magic
Oh yeah. they might.
enchanted apples.
Well, fairy tale once, and it didn't end well for someone who had an apple. So it could be
Lou,
good or bad.
Would you make
Yes.
a nature roll for me?
A nature
Yeah,
roll.
in your skills.
Yep. That's 11 plus. What? Is nature red?
Blue.
Okay. Okay. Let's forget that and take away that and add a 3. It's 3.
Okay. So that would. Did you roll a 3 in total or a 13?
I read it. I read a 3. I read and I rolled a 3, and then I didn't add anything
Okay.
to it.
Well, which dice did you roll?
Blue one.
No,
blue
sorry.
one.
Red
Those
dice.
are all the
My
red
apologies. Red dice, blue skill.
Oh, 19. Wowee. And what's your second thought?
It's
What's your
nature,
second thought?
which is in the blue
Nature.
part of the
Plus 3. Okay, 22.
22. These apples are magical, but you are pretty confident they're not magic, but they are poisoned.
Oh. It must be minus 22 then.
Disagree, but you could use these to poison anyone who ate them.
Poison. Yes.
Oh, yes.
Poison. The monster. But he's got to be hungry. Because if we go in offering apples and they're not his bag, like Dick Spanner, we're going to look very silly.
Yeah, maybe we get some of these biscuits, dunk them in the apples, and then we got some biscuits as backup.
Yeah, biscuit back up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Lou, would you add to your character sheet 3 poisoned apples? And James, would you add to your character sheet 1 pack of poisoned Lotus biscuits? Thank you.
Absolutely.
If you are rubbing them on the
Lotus
apples,
biscuits?
yes.
So that means the.
Yeah.
Oh right, yes. So right. Right. And what was the
it's
blood?
just
Where was the blood coming
blood
from?
in the bag.
Oh, yeah.
The
All
dead
right.
soldier, the dead
could-
person.
Guys, we could make a black pudding.
Oh, lovely.
Lovely
Yes.
biscuit base.
When we get the monster, we should have a backup plan. But don't worry, because I've got some spells on me, still unused.
Do you have anything else you'd like to punish this goblin with?
What else has it got?
I've got
Goblin,
my
what else have
cape
you got on
and
your
I've got
person?
these darts. Oh.
Yeah, hand them over.
Hang on, is Goblin
No,
bad?
Goblin-
I thought
Goblin
Goblin
is
was
nice.
nice.
Yeah, he is
No,
nice.
what?
We're the baddies. Give us
Well,
the dart and the cape.
Here's my cape, and here are my darts. 3.
How many darts have we got here? Yeah, you got more than that. I
James,
can
make an
tell.
intimidation roll.
Here we go. 11 plus 2.
5,
13.
my charisma save. Okay, I was hiding this one dart. He reaches into his throat.
Yeah, I knew it.
Pulls out a dart, which is shiny and chrome.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, that's a very nice dart. Thank you very much.
Thanks. I guess I'll just sit by my fire, the only thing I own.
Give us your fire.
You steal. You. One of you. Which one of you wants to steal his campfire?
I'll steal the fire pot.
Okay.
I love fires.
So,
Very romantic.
as you head off into the wilderness with a bag full of apples, more darts than you had initially, and big hoof energy, you are skiing through the wilderness, carrying a campfire, just in your bare hands. It's a challenge, but also quite the image. Everyone wants to do some fan art, and as you make your way towards the mines. You become aware that the environment is changing a little bit. The snow is different, like it's fluffier on the ground. And while it's still snowing about the same rate, the snowflakes themselves are much bigger and intricate, like a primary school art project. And they're kind of hanging in the air a bit more and squirreled off. As you look at the trees, you realise they're not the sort of gnarled, dead trees you were used to. These are lush and verdant, but they're a bit too green. And the trunks are like actually brown rather than just sort of grey. And everything's just a bit apex. And as you look up, the night sky is pitched like beautiful deep blue. But the stars are actual stars, like 4-pointed stars. They're quite big. And as you get to the mine, you can see ahead of you 2 tents outside of this mine entrance that have been shredded, and there's blood spattered all over them. And stood just outside of the front door of the front of the mine is a freestanding door made of gingerbread.
All right. Well, I mean, there's 2 explanations for this, guys. I mean, either we're in some kind of Instagram filter, or this whole area is kind of enchanted.
Yes, but there's blood, and I don't think blood is enchanting per se. It's suspicious.
But it could be suspicious, or someone could just be having a very bad nosebleed.
Yeah.
I stepped right there.
Time of it. Just a bad time of it, you know.
Bad time of it. Yeah.
Well, I think Dick Spanner loves biscuits, and we've got to stop him not eating the house before we know that it's because
Hang on,
it
sorry, I
might be
missed that for a
bad.
second. Who's eating the house?
No, Dick Spanner
Me.
loves biscuits, and so
Yes,
we've got to stop him eating the house.
Step aside. I'm
in
eating
So
this house.
there isn't a house. It's
Cake is
literally, it's just a
bad.
door. The door frame is made out of like candy canes. The door itself is gingerbread.
Yeah. Yep.
The door handle is like a big
Yummy,
Werther's
yummy.
original.
Yum, yum, yum.
James,
I'm going to use this cape. I'm going to turn it the other way around and have it as a little bib. And I'm going to eat this entire door.
Well, I feel like we should do some investigating before you do
we
that.
all heard what James
Could we
said.
see if we can turn around the
So
other
if you,
side
look,
of
if
the
you
door?
walk around the back of the door, it's just the same. It doesn't lead anywhere. James, you approach the front of the door,
Okay.
give it a sniff.
Leads,
Well,
leads
you
to a heart
ascertain a
attack
couple of
where
things.
James is
One,
concerned.
that this is all just sweets and gingerbread. Two, it's vegan. And you chow down.
No,
You take a big bite out of the door, and as you do, the door opens away from you, revealing to you, James, and only to you, a corridor, like a staircase descending down in a tunnel. Right? The tunnel itself, the cave it's in, is made out of quite a dense cake. Like parking. And the stairs are like big slabs of dark chocolate. However, the three of you, you don't see anything. The door is just closed.
Listen, team, I think this Krampus guy is great. We let them do whatever they like. Everything's made of cake down here in parking. It's heaven.
Oh no, you ate those biscuits.
Pardon me? What was that, Bruce?
Oh, you sounds like you've been eating poisoned biscuits. You're sounding crazy, man.
Yeah, doobie biscuits.
You guys can't see that?
No, we just see nothing.
One of you take a bite of this gingerbread door and tell me if you can see what's inside.
Okay.
Just like, no, there's no persuasion at all.
I very bad
Phil,
short-term
are you
memory.
biting the door? Excellent. As soon
Yes,
as you bite the
please.
door, one, it's really good gingerbread, right? And two, as soon as you do, you see the door open and reveal the same corridor I described to James.
Oh wow! Hey, Dick Spanner wasn't fucking about. It's true. There's a corridor here with cake and chocolate steps.
Okay, so then
You
do
need to
we?
be very
we-
careful because chocolate is actually poisonous to some animals. How much of an animal are you, Big Hoof Energy?
I'm half 50. It's 50 horse for me.
Yeah.
Bottom end.
Bottom end.
So, but I think horse can eat chocolate. But it's just whether we want to, if we need to stay. Well, I hate the girls being sensible. You know what I mean, and not having the gingerbread.
I know.
Do you know what I
but
mean?
well, would
Treat
you like to
yourself.
have the gingerbread, and I'll just hold your hand and see if you can drag me through if it's real, and if you're hallucinating, then
Yeah, that's a
Sally,
good
you
idea.
can have
You're
inspiration for
hallucinating,
actually a really good plan.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna eat the door, and then I'm gonna try and pull you through. Okay.
You bite this gingerbread. Again, it is exceptionally high quality. And you're descending down. You're the first one to go down the stairs. Yes.
Okay.
How
And
do
I'm
you do on stairs with roller skates?
Yeah, just use the stoppers. Is
They're
that
skis at the
it's
minute.
actually quite easier?
Aren't they
Yeah.
skis at the moment?
As
They're skis, aren't they?
soon as
Change
you
them.
step into the doorway, Lou, your skis transmute back into roller skates because that's safer for
Yeah.
descending stairs.
Yeah.
And you pull Squirrel Duff
Squirrel Duff.
into the corridor with you, and Squirrel Duff, you're now in this
Yeah.
underground cave of cake and chocolate.
Oh, no way! This is amazing. A cave of cake. I've dreamt of this day my whole life.
Well, don't get too it's parking. Don't get too
I
excited.
must. Well, I would like to take this somewhere else and bury it for the winter.
Just some cake. Yeah, you get a dagger out
Just
of your
some
pocket
cake, as
and
much
carve
cake as I
out
can.
slabs of cake and put them in your backpack for later on.
Shall we go down?
Yeah.
James and Phil, are
let's
you
go
following
down.
these guys?
We're
you're
still
going for the
working on
whole
this door.
Well, bring it
Oh,
with.
hang on.
We'll catch up with you.
I still
No,
can't
you can.
see it though.
Once
Can I,
Lou has
Paul?
brought you through the doorway,
I can now.
you can now
Once
see
she's
it.
through, I
But
can
like,
see it. All
it
right.
just looks like she's pulling you
So
into
now-
a closed door.
We
and
should
then
bring-
It's gone.
We should bring them with us. Tell them to bring the door if they want
Okay.
to snack on the way.
Boys, just stop eating
James,
the cake.
would you make
Just
James? Would you make a strength check
way.
for me, please? Just the orange bit
Yeah,
of your
yeah,
character sheet and
sure.
a red die.
This doesn't bode well, but yes, 18.
Okay, you just
plus
tear
4,
the door
22.
out of its hinges and bring it with you under one arm.
Ah!
It's easy enough to do. It's cakey.
Come in.
Also, Lou,
It's a lovely snack.
Luke will be
Showering
delighted to
on
know
it
we are
on the steps.
£80 away
Yeah.
from you having to put a costume on. So if you're watching the stream
Okay,
and you want to
great.
see the
Oh, that's
costume
good.
items that Lou has available, £80.
The costume. Yeah. Okay.
So, hey guys, how about we sit on this gingerbread door and slide down the stairs on it? Not only will we get to the bottom quicker, but it'll be kind of fun and a bonding experience for everyone. What do you think? Or would you like to smack me in my squirrely teeth?
I'll ride the door, sure, but afterwards.
All right, that'd be great. We'd have warmed it up.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
Let's do both. Let's ride the door and smack her.
Okay.
Yeah.
The four of you, one of whom has the lower torso of a horse, all get on the back of the gingerbread door, arguably ruining it, and slide down the rest of this somewhat steep staircase while all slapping Squirrel Elf in the face for reasons I didn't 100% follow.
It's just because it's like a roller coaster. It's just a bit of fun, you know. We like that. Us woodland elves.
And you
Just a
careen
bit of a
through
laugh.
the bottom of the stairs,
Ow.
it flattens out, and you
Ouch.
slide through, you smash through these two dark chocolate doors that have been barring your passage. And you erupt out of that corridor into a huge cavern of dark, shiny stone. The cavern is internally illuminated by an unknown method, and you can see it's full of abundant plant life. A wide river flows across the cavern from left to right, and you can see a large door on the other side. The river is about 30 foot wide and flows from one cave into another cave, and is clearly a river of molten chocolate. There is a partially constructed bridge of spun sugar, and you realise as you stand in the room, all the grass and flowers that are in here are confectionery. There's also a couple of chocolate frogs jumping around and more than a few fondant bees pollinating the flowers.
Yes! Full Wonka. We've got full Wonka. Why say we just live here now? The four of us just stay here. This is what we've always talked about. For years, we've all been talking about places like this.
Yeah.
Let's just set up. I know what you said to that goblin would help his friends out and whatnot, but no one needs to know. They can just think that Krampus killed us and we can live here with the fondant bees forever.
Let's go bonker in Wonka. I love it.
Lou, for that alone, you may also have inspiration, because that's a t-shirt waiting to happen. And two, Lou, it is time for you to put your costume on and open your box of props.
Oh, great.
Which, I don't know what is in there. But...
Well, my costume, I will put on and I'll turn it on. I'm musical, didn't you know? So I'm actually musical, and if anyone needs any songs, I can oblige. Okay. Also, this says on it Big Fun, which is also my nickname, Big Fun. Can you see the Big Fun there?
Kind of.
Well, anyway, it does. You take it from me. You take it from Big Hoof Energy. So that's my costume. Let's get on with it.
Okay. Was there any other stuff in the bag?
Oh yeah, of course. A harp, and a gazoo. That's a cheap harp. Good. The money's going to charity where it belongs. And a yazoo. I don't know how to play it. Anyway, yeah, that. That's the sort of thing you're after, yeah?
Yes, that was... Yes.
There is another part of the costume.
I beg your pardon? Wait, what?
Well, I realised that actually centaurs don't really have a horse's head. But, you know, can do. Can do.
Okay, and we now have another targeted goal live. If you can fill a £500 target in the next, I don't know how long this is, I think 10 minutes, one of the cars gets to phone a friend for advice. And we'll see how well that goes.
And where are we with Suckle Brothers?
Well, we're going to come back to that at the end of the stream, I think.
Sure.
So,
okay.
You guys are in here. Are you guys trying some of the flowers? Are you eating some of this stuff? Are you going to try and get across the river? What would you like to do?
I've got a full frog in my mouth.
You consume a chocolate frog, which is weird because it's not like alive, but it is animated.
But it's definitely not dead.
It's an undead chocolate frog is what you're eating. It's pretty tasty, and it has a soft caramel centre. Is anybody else trying stuff? Hang on a second. Let me just make a tally of...
I just want to say this was absolutely not what I was expecting from Dungeons and Dragons.
I've got a mouthful of fondant bees.
I've got terrible flashbacks too, because I was actually in my squirrel form. I was used in the movie of Charlie and the Chocolate Factory at the squirrel scene, and we were terribly badly treated, and 103 of us died.
Wow.
So I'm in like
as you're telling
stress here.
Timothy Dixman this story, he's just huffing bees after bee after bee after bee into his mouth.
Yeah, and now you're eating bees, and you know I turn into bees. I'm going to make you stop that, 'cause it's just rude. And I get my wand of bees out of my knapsack, and I aim them at
Are you
Timothy
firing
Dixman.
bees at Dixman?
What?
To get
What?
him to stop eating the fondant bees, which
We're turning on each other.
Yeah, this is what's
What are we
happening.
doing here?
James,
Try one of these fondant bees.
James,
You'll
please
come
take
around.
9 bee damage. No.
Are you fucking
a
shitting me?
gust of bees erupts out of the end of this honey-coloured wand and stings you, and then they immediately
Okay.
die.
Ah!
Ah!
That was mean. Now I've got to resort to eating these living Freddos or whatever they are, jumping around.
I think we should move on, guys. Let's not get... This is a veil of deceit.
Yes.
Something like that. That's how they speak in these things.
Let's not get weighed down, okay? Because you'll put on the weight, yes. Let's take the snacks and get on.
I think we are all getting the fat of fear. And we need to come through this veil of sugar-coated lies and go a bit further towards Krampus, the demon of darkness, who I believe is in the archipelago of something or other, at the bottom of the living fire at the center of the earth with the shield of whatever it was.
Yes.
An archipelago inside the earth?
Yes.
Let's do it. Sounds good to
I
me.
love the idea that Bruce Lee is just super into archipelagos.
I'm a bit of a geography nerd.
How do you want to cross this river of molten chocolate? There is heat radiating off of it, and as you step up to the river, you can see on the other side of this river, next to the door, there is a couple of large pipes coming out of the ground and going up into the ceiling of this cave, full of a sort of bubbling clear liquid. And there's there's a tap on the side of it, and a couple of potion bottles full of this clear liquid that bubbles next to it, with a sign that reads, "Do not steal."
Right, we've got to steal that.
Steal it, yeah. Steal it.
I was just wondering if we could surf across on our endless carton of milk.
Oh yeah.
If we can squirt milk at such a speed and intensity that it'll carry us bodily over the river, and then it won't muck with the chocolate. So if it is real chocolate and not just a veil of deceit charm thing, we won't ruin it.
And anyone who likes milk chocolate can just make it milkier with the milk. Shut up!
That's a very good point. The more milk we add to it, the colder it's going to get.
Yep.
Yeah. And then we can swim in
It's
it
going
anyway.
or it's going to go solid.
Yeah. Oh, can we freeze
you can make
the milk?
what marketing people would call ice cold. It's still a liquid, but it's very cold.
Oh.
I have freezing powers.
Do you have not stupid.
Got freezing powers and we can ice skate over.
Yes. Goose
Yes,
Lee has
I do.
freezing powers. Yeah, freezing powers. Yes.
Yes, I have a spell called Frostbite. That sounds pretty
that sounds-
crazy.
It is.
Yeah.
I think a combo.
I would like to cast Frostbite.
Oh, but hang on, I've got a spell called Jump, and we can all jump with that, just over.
Well, we
Well,
can
whichever.
race you. I'll race you.
All
You
right.
jump all ice.
Can I take everyone with me on my
I don't
jumping?
think you can. I think it only applies to you.
Oh.
But
Oh, okay. That's no
Never
good.
mind.
We need to go over as a team.
So if Phil freezes it though, we can skate over it or
We could all
slide
go,
over
yeah.
it
Or walk.
or walk.
Shall
Yeah.
we add the milk, freeze it all, steal those things, and get over the river?
Yeah, and take some sweeties
Okay.
for the way.
So,
Yes.
Yep.
Sally, you
Okay.
you open the endless carton of milk, and jet, I'm guessing, ice-cold milk into the river of molten chocolate. Which takes it takes about a couple of minutes. But that combined with Bruce Lee repeatedly casting frostbite into the river, there's having to lean down to touch it, Augustus Gloop style. But
getting chocolate all over,
drenched in chocolate.
You're a lucky soul.
You are. Yes, you eventually, after about 5 minutes, you manage to A, slow the river down, and B, freeze or solidify, I should say, a crust of hard chocolate over the top of the river. So it's still flowing beneath, but there is, at least for the time being, a solid surface to walk on.
I will cross last. You cross, I'll try and hold it, because it's precarious. It's not completely...
Well, I think I'm the lightest.
Country mile.
So, well, you know what? I'm just gonna. Yeah, you go. I could even I could even become a bee and go over, but I'll just walk over, just test the.
Oh, you could have been a bee the whole time.
Okay. I just go over and I see if it's. It'll take my weight. I'm going to change. No, I'm going to be my normal heavy self. I'm just going to walk over because you guys are quite heavy, just to see if it's going to.
That's right.
But oh yes, it's quite slippery, guys. You've got to watch out. And oh no, I can feel it's beginning to melt this side.
Yep.
Oh,
what?
What? To melt this side. We need more frost.
Chris Lee, come on.
I can. Why
you turn into a bee for now, just because otherwise.
You could have just making it harder for ourselves by melting it.
That's kind of a bold job.
So Squirrel Elf is now on the far side. Do you want to have a look at this, Sally? I'll tell you this now.
Yes, I am. I'm going over to have a look at the tube, the see-through tube, and the do not steal little vials, and it seems like it's a kind of, I don't know, alcoholic substance going up. Very clear alcoholic substance, maybe some kind of Arctic berry vodka.
It is. As you look, there's some in the labels on it, and it turns out fizzy lifting Arctic berry vodka. There are three potion bottles full of fizzy lifting vodka.
Right.
Now,
fizzy lifting vodka. That sounds.
We've already discussed Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and that is what got them in trouble for drinking the fizzy lifting drink, and they floated up in the air, and then Wonka shouted at them at the end.
Mr. Wonka to you.
Yes, Mr. Wonka, friend of Mr. Piss.
Okay, a massive chunk of chocolate breaks off and falls away into the river. So your little bridge of chocolate is getting smaller.
Oh no!
It's still there.
Well, are we still Big Hoof Energy and Dick Spanner and Gross Lee?
Yeah.
Stay there, guys. I'm going to turn into a hawk and bring these little potions back.
Oh, I love that.
Okay,
cool.
Unless you all want to travel up in the pipe of fizzy lifting. What do you think? Shall I just bring you the potions? Or
That's a pretty good idea. Bring us the potions.
Okay.
The potions.
All right. Okay. So I open my knapsack and I steal the 3 potions.
Yep.
I turn into a hawk.
What you can do is you can turn into a hawk and carry 2 potions at a time across to them and fly back, get the 3rd one.
I just think I'll put the potions in the backpack if it's all right by you, and then I'll carry the backpack in my.
Yep.
And my incredibly sharp and strong claws.
Paul,
and then if
normally
this is kind of.
Do we write
this is sort of
we tell you what happens.
So, Squirrel Elf turns into a hawk and deposits a backpack at your feet containing 3 potions and a surprising amount of cake.
Yeah, quite right too.
Well, what do you want to drink these potions?
Yeah, drink the potion. Yeah,
excellent. For the next 5 minutes, the 3 of you can all fly.
Ooh.
Do we have to under the earth? It's like no use flying under the earth.
No, but it's to fly over the chocolate river. This has been
the problem. Fly over the chocolate river.
Okay.
Fly over the chocolate. Yeah. Let's fly then over the river.
Yeah. We fly back up the steps, up into the village, and finish eating those robots.
No, Dick Spanner. Do we? Maybe we do.
And then we fly back down the steps, eat all that stuff. There's
But
so
I mean,
much stuff
do
we
we
haven't
know-
eaten on the way here.
There is, but we don't know that Krampus came down here. This
Actually,
might be a bit of a detour.
Sally,
Like, have there been any? There's been no blood on any of the
that's
cakes.
true. Sally,
So
would you
sorry
make a
about that. Sorry
survival
about
check, please, with advantage because you are a hawk.
Tell me,
roll
what-
2
is
red
that
and keep
red?
the best one.
All right. Okay. Thanks. They're both shit. I've got 3.
Yep, there is
3 and a
absolutely no
2.
indication that anyone's been here. You've discovered this chamber. Phil, Lou, and James, could you each make a survival check? But just a regular roll 1 red die and add your survival to it.
12.
15.
17 plus
Lou,
2,
you can
19.
see, there are big hoof prints that make their way through this chamber, and you can see where somebody's jumped from one side of the river and landed on the other one and gone to that other door. James and Phil, you can also see that. But Lou, what you can see, you can make out the door on the opposite side, the one that I'm desperately trying to get you to go through.
Yeah.
Has the crossed, like crossed swords carved into it, but they're not swords, they're snooker cues.
Well, guess what? We're going to go through that door.
I thought we might.
It's true. So, everyone on my back, and away we go.
We can already fly.
but let's have a little bit of fun on the way.
Stop trying to get us a good on your work.
Okay.
We told you before.
We have to, as you all take potions of flight and then immediately sit on somebody else, making the potion choice redundant, and fly towards the next door. We're going to take another little break, but I can tell you some good news, which is the audience has voted, and they have decided that the first phone a friend option has gone to James. You can, at any point in the next segment, phone a friend for advice. That will come back to in the next segment. Don't forget, you can still throw money at this campaign to get all of our cast members to pop costumes on. I won't lie, James's one I think is going to look pretty good. But we're going to take a quick break to have a look at one of the Comic Relief videos about some of the good work they're doing. Again, please donate anything you can afford to give to this cause. It's going to help the most vulnerable people in the country through the winter months, which I think we can all agree are pretty rough. We'll be back in about 5 minutes. Stick around.
My name's Courtney, I'm 17 years old and I live in Edinburgh.
Courtney, you ready, darling?
I go volunteering with my dad 5 times a week and we feed the homeless. Looking forward to tonight. Absolutely love going.
Do you like a juice?
They're doing good job for homeless people.
I volunteer with the charity Steps to Hope. They're being funded by Comic Relief to provide accommodation to people experiencing homelessness and addiction.
You're welcome.
The food van is a great way for us to meet people who are most in need.
You're welcome. Enjoy. You too.
It's estimated that around 280,000 people in the UK don't have a place to call home.
Here, pal, here. You want a juice?
The people who are homeless, their lives are just full of chaos.
Would you like sauce?
And nothing's stable at all.
I'm in temporary accommodation, which has been achieved through Steps Strong, Without them, I would probably still be on the streets now.
The people that we help, they're not just homeless people or addicts.
Jamie, are you wanting a buttered roll?
They are somebody's loved one.
John?
From first-hand experience, I know that it's a very worrying time when a loved one is homeless.
This is your buggy.
So it's my dad's charity, actually.
Is it? Right, okay. We'll see you in the morning, eh?
When I was growing up, my dad was a drug addict, so there was a lot of hard and upsetting times. When things got tough at home, my dad couldn't stay with us anymore. I used to just sit in my room and just think about where's Dad, where's he went. I hope he's safe. When I was 10, 11-year-old, my dad relapsed. I'd had to say to him that I couldn't have him in my life anymore until he got better. I'd say it was 9, 10 months that I wasn't talking to him at all. It was devastating. Then on Christmas Day, he had asked me if I wanted to go with him to hand stuff out to the homeless. I immediately said yes. I felt like my dad was really trying to change his life. We handed out 10 Santa sacks of clothes to the homeless. Then the next year it was 40.
We are now able to provide longer-term housing too.
We've been doing a lot of cleaning today. We're just making sure everything's ready to move in tomorrow.
This flat is for someone who Steps to Hope has helped through the Substance Recovery Programme.
Having a roof over your head does open so many doors. People having relationships again with their family, building better relationships with friends. That looks nice. It's amazing. I am very proud of my dad.
Home sweet home.
He's been able to turn his life around and has now been able to turn other people's lives around.
Welcome back to the show. This is Comic Relief Plays D&D 2 with our guests Lou Sanders, Sally Phillips, Phil Wang and James Acaster, currently trapped in the Krampus's Sugar Dungeon, which is a phrase I never expected to say out loud. It's certainly not scripted.
It's on every Friday.
Don't forget, I misspoke, and I need the audience to donate £95 in the next 5 minutes to allow James Acaster to use his phone a friend option. I misspoke. I lied to you, the audience, because I'm untrustworthy. I'm a untrustworthy narrator. That's how it works. But also, don't forget, if you send us some more money in the next, this is the last third of the show, so in the next sort of 45 minutes, you have the option of getting Sally, Phil, and James into costume to enjoy that as a visual treat. And then we get to unlock the secret goals, whatever they may be. I have not been briefed. So, we've left the party in a massive cave of chocolate, 3 of them having just one, Sally, Squirrel Delph, has turned into a hawk. Lou's character, Big Hoof Energy, Timothy Dick Spanner, OBE, and Bruce Lee have all drunk potions of flight, and now the 2 of them are riding on Big Hoof Energy, making their flight potions redundant, but I imagine making them lighter.
Yes, and you gotta have fun where
As
you
they
can.
cross the river and enter through the Verga Knight's snooker door into another corridor of cake. This corridor winds through... I've just punched the microphone by mistake, and I'm so sorry if you're wearing headphones. This corridor winds through the earth... Well, not earth, winds through cake. Again, this time it's not parking, it's a sort of Victoria sponge with a couple of layers of buttercream in it. And some jam. It's good. The corridor winds around and leads you through some double doors into a quite dark room. And you recognise that there's... the carpet is sort of red velvet cake, and there are a couple of chairs near where you are facing what looks to be a ramshackle stage. A stage.
A stage? This seems to have been some kind of venue for theatre or music. Oh, I had no idea. The Krampus has such a creative soul.
Yeah, he seems all right if he likes the arts, doesn't he?
Very important to support the arts these days.
Yeah.
Hold on a second. This is the Birmingham Glee Club. This is the Glee Club made entirely of cake, guys.
You are correct.
Very
it is
well.
a perfect replica of the Birmingham Glee Club made in cake. And as you recognise that, a voice rings out from the darkness, which simply goes, "Behold, I'm a goblin. Please take your seats."
Oh.
Oh, a show.
Lovely.
New
sit down.
material light!
The lights go out in your part of the room. The lights come on to the stage, and you see the curtains, which are made out of really big, Twizzlers. They part, but not effectively because they're sticky, revealing a couple of goblins, 3 goblins, wearing red and green outfits with what look like tinsel tied very tightly around their necks. And they step forward and begin to your horror, they begin to sing. Bumper, lumper, doopity, boblin. I believe I have established that I am a goblin.
Oh, I love it. And you know why it's tinsel? Because they're show business elves.
Pragsy, bagsy, boopity, didnapped. Please help us. We have been kidnapped.
Oh.
I think they're trying to tell us something.
They're quite literally working down the tinsel mines.
Oh, no.
So, James, we've hit that target. At any point, you can make a phone call to a friend of your choice to ask their advice for what to do.
Well, whenever my team want that.
Yeah. Call your pal.
Behold! Behold, I'm a goblin. This isn't for reasons beyond my understanding. We are being compelled to ask you 3 riddles. If you get them correctly, you will free somebody from that jail cell over there. And
I hate audience interaction.
Great. Great.
Picked on.
Give us the riddles, and then James can phone his friend.
The first riddle
and help us.
What's up with birds? Lou, make an insight check, please.
Red dice, and it's 8 plus 2.
Yeah, you get a sense that these goblins don't really understand what riddles are.
Oh, that's why they've asked us that. Okay. What's
how come they're so weird?
Well, I think that's sexist.
Oh, no.
And
Hey guys, we're not birds. I know we're flying.
Oh,
we're
Yeah,
not
I've made
birds.
perhaps an unfair comparison. I will consider my actions.
One of us is
Wait,
literally
yeah,
a hawk.
you're a bird. I'm a goblin. You're a bird. Yeah, what's
It's
up?
all right, I'm a bird, but they're not birds.
Yeah.
What's
Well,
up with me?
don't judge a bird by its cover, because underneath could be a horse, and that's all I'm saying.
Oh,
That's all I'm
pretty.
saying. Okay.
Pretty profound. I have been satisfied. The first riddle has been passed.
Riddle
The second
2.
goblin steps forward as we have added a second phone a friend poll. It's £500 target, and when you get to pick somebody else to phone a friend, get donating, friends.
Do you want a clue to who my friend might
want
be?
a clue to who your friend might be.
Well, you know how Ed had the Taskmaster statue.
How do you get a clue?
Look
How do you
what
get
I've
one of those?
You have to be real clever. You don't ask these other losers; they don't know. But this might be a clue who I'm phoning.
Okay.
Richard Osman.
Oh.
Yes, it's the clue.
Still
That's the
technically
clue.
a
It's
clue.
very direct.
Very directly, but still, there you go.
But-
Behold, the second riddle. What has 4 legs in the morning? I am a goblin. 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the evening. I'm a goblin.
Ha! Come on, 4
A
legs.
human being start off as a baby, and then we walk as we're adults on 2 legs, and then an old person has
It's not
a
a leg,
cane
though, is it?
and it's walking with 3 legs.
That's
Is
brilliant.
how the riddle
No,
works.
Come off it.
I mean, I
That's
guess it kind of
brilliant.
works. Yeah, sure. I was. what's
Baby
that-
to
what was gonna-
grave. I
Yeah,
love
it was
that.
going to be like a dog we found.
Oh, yeah, might,
It had an
might be a
accident,
dog.
and then we glued.
You added a leg to a 2-legged
No,
dog.
It could also be me. 4 legs in the morning. I could be a wolf in the
Oh
morning.
yeah.
And then I
Oh,
could
that's
be,
the best one.
you know, an elf in the afternoon, and then
Yeah.
3 legs. It could be
An
me
unlucky
and-
wolf again. An unlucky wolf. An injured wolf.
Yeah, it could be me and getting off with a worm.
Yeah, there's a.
Thank you.
There's an image. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Actually, worms
but
don't
we'd
have
be
any
like-
legs.
But like a mouth
Terrible
worm would be
man.
like a 3rd leg, so I will accept this. If only because you've painted a very vivid picture. Now, the final riddle. Guys, go by the doors. Go by the doors. Behold, there are 2 sort of jail cell things here. In one is a friend or something like that, and in the other is your doom. Now, these other 2 goblins, well, one of them cannot lie. Also, he likes big butts. The other goblin cannot tell the truth, but he hates big butts. The butts aren't part of it. You might ask them questions to discern which of the cells is safe and which one is dangerous.
Okay, well, let's get the one who can't lie, I think.
Well, I don't think we know which one can't lie. Do we know which?
No, that's confusing.
Do we know which one can't lie and which one can only
No,
tell the
that's the
truth?
entire premise.
Thank you. Yeah.
James, would this
So,
be? Is this a suitable time to call
we
for help?
asked-
Okay.
No, because I know this one. I don't need to phone him. I think I know it. We ask either one of them. If I ask the other goblin, which room has my friend in it, what will they say? Because the goblin who tells the truth will tell us that the lying goblin will tell us the wrong door, and the goblin who always lies will lie and tell us that the goblin who tells the truth will say the wrong door.
Where did you learn that in school? That's absolutely brilliant.
Pretty clever. Yeah, I can't remember.
Okay, so the first goblin simply goes, yeah, well, he would tell you that that one over there on your right, my left, your right, he'd tell you that that one is safe. Right? That's what he would say. And the other goblin goes, I'm a bear.
Oh, yes.
So the first goblin's door is safe.
Oh, is it
Yes.
opposites?
Yes. Yes.
Is that right? Keep in mind,
there's
I'm
one-
not
there's-
clever.
We
There's
go.
one- The one who cannot tell the truth has said that he's a bear, unless he actually is a bear. I mean,
No,
I'm
things are not
a
what they say.
colonel in the army, and I can every time I sneeze, I make a cow.
No, yeah, okay, so
Okay, so he's lying. So the other one is telling the truth. What did the other one say? I wasn't listening. I know. I suppose they have very sharp ears
Because
as
they
a
have very
hawk,
similar
but
voices, which I realise is
the first
the first goblin's like, no, I said that he would tell you that one is the dangerous. No, that one is safe because that's the dangerous one. Oh, bollocks!
I'm not very good with maths.
It's the first goblin. It's the first goblin.
Goblin can't tell a lie, so he says that guy who's a liar would say this one.
The answer's right there. The answer is, it's the first goblin's door.
Wait,
The
hang on,
goblin
wait.
is not
I'm the first goblin again. If I'm perfectly honest, I'm not like I've forgotten. I'll just check.
What?
And the first goblin goes to the door on the right. Oh no! Oh yeah, okay. He goes to the door on the right, opens it, and explodes.
Oh. Maybe I should phone my friend.
Yeah, phone your friend.
Yeah, I'll phone up my friend. I'll put it on speaker. Oh, hold on a second. I remember. My friend told me to only phone him on FaceTime audio. Because the signal in his house is not good.
Okay.
Here we go.
Do we know who you're phoning?
Yes.
Well, they don't know, do they?
John Butthammer.
Oh.
Can you hold it a little closer to the mic?
You got Butthammer.
Butthammer, good to hear from you. How are you?
Who is this?
This is Timothy Dick Spanner, OBE.
Dickie, yes.
What's up? How's it been since your last quest?
Pretty good. Just been sitting around polishing my butt hammer, if you know what I mean.
Good on you. Good on you. Smoked any doobs?
Oh, I am doobed up to the wazoo. Let me tell you something. Butthammer has been smoking them blunts.
Good on you, Butthammer. I'm glad to see you haven't changed. You're a good guy. Listen, we got a little bit of a problem.
One of the greatest guys.
We're in the, have you ever heard of the Krampus?
Oh, yeah. That's a real shit in the butthole, if you know what I mean.
Sure. So, the Krampus, we're in its cake den, and there's two goblins guarding two doors, and one of them has a friend in it, and one of them has an enemy in it. And we have asked the goblins, because one can only lie, and one can only tell the truth. We have tried to be clever and find out where the friend is, but what's happened is the good goblin, who can only ever tell the truth, has looked in its room and has exploded. We now are kind of stumped because we thought that was the good room with the friend in it, but that goblin's exploded. We're not sure if the room's safe. How do we figure out which room has the friend in? The goblin who can always lie is still alive, but the goblin who can always tell the truth has exploded.
And how many rooms are we dealing with here?
Pardon me?
2 rooms.
2 rooms. One goblin who can always only ever lie is still alive.
Sorry, I'm extremely stoned.
Hey.
Also,
listen.
if I can be frank with you, Dick Spanner, this call came a little bit later than I'd anticipated, and I've had a few meads.
Well.
My reaction time is maybe not quite at the level I had anticipated. After I had a chat with you earlier, I went to the mead shop, and I've had quite a few of the meads.
I completely get you. I should have maybe foreseen this. So, and let me tell you, we haven't had much mead, really, and even we are struggling to keep up with exactly what has happened. But there are 2 goblins. One goblin can only ever lie. That goblin is still alive and just recently told us it's a kite.
I can't believe the Jack's still alive.
The one that can only ever tell the truth has exploded looking into its room. Right. We need to figure out which of the 2 rooms contains a friend, and if it And if it is the room that we think it is, which is the one that the good goblin went in and exploded, how do we go in without exploding?
Being really thick now.
Hold on a second. My
Yes, we are.
compadre,
You're correct.
my compadre, Big Hoof Energy, has just told me that we're being really thick now.
Because the goblin that can only
That doesn't sound like a very supportive compadre, Hoopy.
Yeah.
Well,
Sounds like you're on a quest.
To be honest, Budhammer, we've not been very supportive. One of my compadres fired bees at me and took a lot of hit points off me early doors.
but I did.
Sounds like you're on a quest with a real bunch of absolute tosspots.
But listen, you know me, and I wouldn't have it any other way.
I know you really well.
I don't want to be questioned with a bunch of goody two-shoes. These are my kind of people.
I gave you a seat at the rules.
You're like rule breakers like me.
We are rule breakers. I was going to confer with Big Hoof Energy and see what she's figured out here.
Well, the one that can only tell lies. We
Yeah.
know he can only tell lies. I'm assuming it's a man. Then we ask him what room is safe to go in, and he lies to us. Is this room safe to go in? He lies. We choose the other one.
So Big Hoof Energy has said, and this makes sense, that we just ask the one who can only ever lie which room is safe to go in. They tell us the whatever room, and then we go in the other one.
Room. Yeah.
Sounds like a good solution. Did Big Hoof Energy console some of their fucking crystals?
So here's the thing, right? I have not told John Budhammer which one of us is called Big Hoof Energy, but he figured that out pretty fucking quick.
Well, I haven't changed my voice, to be fair. I haven't done a
He can't
character.
hear you. He can't hear you.
Right,
I'm wearing the headphones.
Okay.
All he knows is that Big Hoof Energy said we're all thick. That's all he knows about that Big Hoof Energy. And he knows that they're called Big Hoof Energy. And he deduced it from that.
Fine.
Butthammer, do you want to use your powers to guess who Bruce Lee is?
Is Bruce Lee, by any chance,
Sally Phillips,
a gentleman who may or may not go by the name Philip?
Yes, it is Philip. He's loving it.
Absolutely loving it. Absolutely loving Bruce Lee.
Well, thank you very much for your help, Budhammer. Before I let you go, I understand that you once were part of a team with Squirreldalf, who you were part of the team on a quest where you had to complete loads of tasks, and you were the slaves to this massive master. I wanted some advice because she fired bees at me earlier, and how do I get out of that ever happening to me again?
Well, the thing about being on one of these tasks, Dix Banner, is you just got to stay real high.
Thank you.
Get high and stay high.
Thank you, John Budhammer. You've always been a good friend.
I've always been a good friend to you and to many people. Now I'm off to continue resuming my album, Stop Butthammer Time.
God bless. Keep it hammer.
First butt is the deepest. Keep it Dix Banner.
Bye.
Nish Kumar there, of course, playing John Butthammer, the dwarven cleric of himself. So, James,
yes,
have you decided which door you want to try?
Well, I mean, obviously me and Butthammer didn't really come to any good conclusions, but I think the Big Hoof Energy has figured it out. We'll go with...
So, Lou.
Yes.
You
No, Big Hoof Energy,
Sorry,
please.
Big Hoof Energy
Yeah.
approaches
Yeah.
the remaining goblin who is in the Truth and Lie Matrix. There is still a third goblin who arranges this. Otherwise, the one who explains it is the one who tells the truth. And you asking that? What question are you asking that goblin?
First of all, do I look lovely? Because he can't lie.
He can.
You can only lie.
He can only lie. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll ask him the opposite. No, I'll get on with it. There's lives at stake here. Okay. So I ask him what he can only lie. So, and do we know if he's nasty?
You
What?
don't.
Okay. Well, okay, so look, Goblin, listen to me now. What room shall we go into that's safe for
I'll go
us?
into the one that blows people up.
Okay. We go into the opposite one, guys. Not the one that blew up.
Excellent.
We could have worked it out. Long around.
We go blown up. I mean, we go into the room, the only room that's still standing. Let's go into the only.
You go into the room that you haven't watched kill a person.
We are.
And within.
I said it before.
You open the door. You open the lock on the door, and within,
yeah,
you have found. There is a friend in there. A friend the audience has chosen for you, and that friend is a horrible goose. Which is just sat looking at you.
Okay.
Hog, and then waddles towards the door.
It's Stuart North. Okay.
Most geese are horrible, in my
This
opinion.
is a particularly
I hate
horrible
geese.
goose in that. So this goose will work with you to a degree. It is the untitled goose, and it has a couple of abilities. It can, amongst other things, it can cast a couple of spells, mostly based around honking. And,
it's a magic.
Yeah.
Magic
it's
goose.
pretty good in a fight, but it also has a special ability, which is yoink. Whereas if you can position that goose near another character, you can help. The goose is able to steal an object from that character with comparative ease, and then run off with it. But it just probably throws it in the ditch or something because it's a prick.
Right.
And then that done, as you free the horrible goose, a door on the other side of the chamber slowly creaks open, and light appears in the top and the ceiling of that corridor. It is a red light, and then a green light, and then a red light, and then a brown one, and then a red, and then yellow. And I honestly don't know the order of snooker, but that's the order.
Okay.
I do not like this.
So
someone's coming. Can we see who it is?
No, the lights are leading. They're kind of leading away from here. It's like a path.
Let's
Right.
follow the lights.
Follow the path.
Yeah, is this in any way dangerous for?
No, it's it's crazy safe. Good luck.
Well,
Great.
hold on. There's that goblin who can only ever lie. There's those other two goblins who are performing. Can we just send those goblins out ahead of us? We'll follow them.
Yeah.
We could ask them to sing on the way as well. That was lovely.
That'll be nice. Yeah.
I can do it just as it will, and so I can whisper like a ghost into the goblin's ear and say, "Go on ahead of us."
Okay.
Your grandma told you to.
You're casting dissonant whispers on one of the goblins.
Yes.
Okay, so you do this. You summon eldritch energies and surround this goblin with a selection of sort of quiet, whispery voices. What kind of sounds are they hearing? Give me an idea while I roll some stuff.
Why don't you go through the door? Your grandma said it so. Something like that.
Okay. You
comforting but creepy. That's also my pulling voice. Come back to my house.
As you whisper, "Come back to my house," into the ear of a goblin, you do 15 damage to that goblin, and it dies. It just falls down dead, blood pouring from its ears. The one goblin left is the goblin who can only lie. That seemed reasonable.
Okay.
I'm calm.
we send the goblin bus like a budgie down a cave, isn't it? And just see if it's safe. He's 2 meters ahead of us at all time, and that's not because of COVID.
Okay. You make your way down this corridor, forcing a terrified goblin to go ahead of you. Oh no. After the corridor's quite long and winding, as all of these corridors have been. Only this time you're walking through what is almost certainly some kind of dense chocolate fudge cake. The goblin, as the goblin's walking ahead, you just hear a sort of a click, and a blade scythes out of the wall, slicing that goblin in half.
Oh no! Wow, this isn't good.
Good job we sent it ahead.
Well, yeah.
The sound
will
of death
go off now and again. That's death. What should we do then? Because
just
we've got
beyond
to.
the dead goblin, you can see a set of ornate doors made of shortbread.
I know where I'm headed.
Yeah, I've got a cure wounds spell. I mean, I can cure wounds. I don't think I can cure death, though. I think the goblin is done. Yeah, let's go towards the door. Let's. I also have an enhance ability where I could make the goose a bit more magic?
Yeah, if you could make the goose a bit more magic, I was going to say that.
What kind of skills would you like the goose to have? As long as they're related
your
to an
choices
animal
are:
in
you
some
can
way.
make the goose stronger, more dexterous. You can make it. You can
Why
make
do you
it
get-
more
Okay.
resilient, more intelligent, wiser, or more charismatic. Whatever you think would be more useful. And I'm just going to chip in here and suggest to the stream that if you would like another phone a friend opportunity, because we've been promised a person who may or may not be Richard Osmond, certainly somebody who is represented by a doll of Richard Osmond. I mean, work it out. Then you have 10 minutes left to field £400 in donations. You can do it. We can get Richard Osmond into this in a manner that I hope will just confuse him.
I'd be quite
just
quite grateful if you got him on, actually, because he owes me a suitcase from House of Games.
Ah, you went big and got the suitcase. I respect that.
I wanted the suitcase. I got the doll too.
It takes a while to calm those prices. Should we drink our tincture for fun?
You absolutely can.
Cool. Just drink our tinctures to
Sure.
make us stronger.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Scarlet.
If you want.
What flavour did they send out to everybody?
Spirulina for me.
Is that really what you
Yeah,
put in
I
it?
did.
Because we had to fill them up ourselves. I just feel a bit like an old. Mine's port. I'm so old.
What's yours?
Pasta water.
Is it? No.
Really thickens up a basic garlic sauce very nicely.
Wow.
And it's good for resilience. For resilience.
And James? Classic.
Just tap water here. I'd wait for it. Yeah,
So,
yeah.
Sally, what would you like? How would you like to enhance your goose?
I don't. It's hard to say, guys, isn't it? Because we don't know what challenges are going to face us. But
Do-
would you like the goose to?
Be
We're going to have to.
charming. We'd like a charming goose.
But we're probably going to have to cook our goose at some point, don't you
Fat.
think? There's going to be some kind of
Fat goose.
fat goose. Could we get it to speak other languages or wield a blade?
I think it would be harsh to get it to speak Spanish and then kill it. It seems a lot of investment to its education.
You've not killed the goose until it shouted, "Ay caramba" back.
I don't know. I mean, should we just find out what we need to do before we spend any spells on anything? Do you
Yeah.
think?
Yeah.
Let's go. Or should we just have some spells for fun because we're running out of time?
I imagine we'll need to protect ourselves from these swinging blades.
Yes,
When we're
that's
making more
true.
progress.
Yes,
We've got to get Campus and we've got to save his slaves or whatever we're calling them. So
can we make? Can we multiply the goose? Has anyone got a spell of duplication or
what has
triplication?
anyone got any more useful?
I was just thinking if we can do being John Malkovich but with geese, they can just kind of like, you know, like the blades come out and a couple of geese go and a couple, you know, but they keep us safe. That we like.
That's a good idea, actually.
We could turn Goosely into Goosely.
Oh.
You can see through the goose's eyes.
Yeah.
It's a good pun, but I don't see how it solves the problem of the swinging blade.
I don't want to show off, but I can pick stuff up at range. Just keep that in your heads, lest it comes up in a bit. You know what I mean?
I think we're going to be okay with the blades. I think that goblin took the only one.
Oh,
I think we can-
okay, just a single shot blade. Okay.
I can heat metal. I wonder if I can just melt the blades.
Oh,
if they
that's
come
a
out.
good.
Hey, that's
Okay,
all right.
so if they come out, just melt them.
Squirrel yes.
We've got a plan. Who's heading down the corridor first?
The goose. The goose.
The goose.
the Spanish-speaking bilingual goose.
The goose. Does the goose speak Spanish?
Yeah, sorry if you missed that. Yeah.
Okay. The goose just gives you a look and flies down the corridor, avoiding any potential trap triggers.
Right.
Right.
And then, to the extent that a goose can, it lands and flips you off.
Oh.
Goose.
Wow.
It is a horrible
okay.
goose.
But we're going forward with confidence. We are confident because Squirreldorf can melt the metal.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to just start exuding my metal. I know what. I'm just going to walk very slowly down as a as a bee.
As big.
It Will a bee trigger the
bee?
blades?
No.
Paul?
Yeah. Well, are you
A bee
not still
won't.
a
So
hawk?
how big do I have to be to trigger the blades?
Yeah.
Paul,
It's
Paul,
like
2
it's only a
hours.
hawk for a few minutes. It's been like hours.
You don't have to
I have
be,
to
but
be
you
a
can still
hawk
be
for
a
2
hawk.
hours. All right.
Paul,
Well, will the hawk... Oh, sorry.
Go on,
Keep
James.
interrupt.
I was going to ask Paul, on a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you want us to go through that door right now?
Well, let me just check the timer. 1 billion.
All right, we'll get down, melty metal lady, and I'm gonna go, like, well, actually, we'd get down there, but also Dick Spanner and Grocer can squiggle down there, and they won't set the blades off anyway.
Also, I should point out, Sally is still. If you want to be a hawk, Sally, you can still be a hawk. The other three of you are flying.
Oh,
You still have the effects of flight potions.
get us down there then.
Okay, well,
Fly
let's
down.
please. I wish you'd reminded us of that, Paul. Yeah, let's fly to the door, please.
We're flying down.
For
We're
God's
flying,
sake, let's fly to
Okay.
the door.
we're flying through the
Okay.
door, and that's the truth of it.
Dick Spanner, you're the first of the
Yes.
party to reach the door. Once again, it has this door has the sort of each door. There's 2 doors. Each door has a sort of bearded goat head symbol iced on it in royal icing, but also crossed snooker cues and a side-on portrait of John Virgo, and also
This
a
makes
motto
me
which is
sick.
"Darts are shit."
What the hell? Right, everyone, this is proper Burger Night HQ. That goat head represents the Krampus. We've got to all have our wits about us. I say we eat this shortbread, take a 10-minute nap, and then walk through this door.
No. Yes. No. Well, what do you think?
All right, we can do that fast if you like.
Yes, let's do
Or
it.
we could just use my gun, my moonbeam gun that uses the power of the moon to blow things up. We can just
Yeah.
get through like that.
Love
Which
that.
would make the shortbread kind of, snack sized.
Yeah.
Normal
Have
biscuit
we
size.
checked the door is even locked?
Oh, it's
I
open.
think trying the door would be the
So,
first
Phil,
step.
Bruce Lee just steps out and pokes the door, and sure enough, it just swings open about half an inch. It is not locked in any way, shape,
right.
or form.
There you go.
That's
There
so
you are.
annoying. I really want to
It's
find
coming.
something. Everything just keeps bending. All right. Thank God for that.
We need another. We need
Okay.
another 70
Let's
quid
go
for another
through.
friend option. In 3 minutes. Do it. Get on it. So, Phil. However, as you poke the door open, you hear a sort of twang sound, like a piece of string has snapped that was under
Oh, no.
tension. And above you, what was an illusion of cake falls away as thousands upon thousands of cabbages pour into the chamber, mainly slamming into Dick Spanner.
I've been cabbaged!
Yep.
They cabbaged me on the way into the... lured in by cake and then get cabbaged by the Krampus.
Yes. James, please take 8 damage from the force of cabbage impacting on your character.
Oh, I'll just add that to the 9 damage I took from my teammate unleashing bees on me.
I'm just thinking what a shame it is he isn't German, because then I could make a sauerkraut joke, but I can't.
I will say this. I saw on Twitter this week at least 5 people suggesting they'd donate more if I cabbaged Acaster. That's happened. Hold up your end of the bargain, chumps.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'll do it again later if you pay me more money. Yeah.
I got cabbaged again.
In fact,
Cabbage is very cooling for Chuckle Brothers. Did you know that, Lou? So Chuckle Brothers, if you put a cabbage leaf on it,
Please.
Chuckle Brothers, sorry.
so Phil,
There's nothing funny about them.
as you stepped away from this torrent of cabbages one at a time landing on Dick Spanner's head, you can see through this crack in the door that behind it lies a sort of massive ornate temple made out of intricately decorated cake walls with very hardened royal icing pillars, candy pillars in it. The floor of which is like a foot thick clear sugar crystal, with a big hole, like a sort of moon door hole in the middle. And you can see at the far side, on a cinnamon bun throne, is the Krampus, just idly playing snooker.
It's him. It's the
Thanks.
compass guy. And he's doing his favourite thing. playing snooker.
Sitting down.
While sitting
He's
down.
really
it's very
casual about
difficult to do.
Wow.
So what we're
You can
going to
hurt
have to do is I sense we're going to have to beat the Krampus at snooker, or should we just blow him up?
I would like to attack him personally. He just cabbaged
Right.
me. I do not
Okay.
take that lightly.
We also have all these darts, remember?
So many darts.
But
You're
loads of
amazing
darts.
with your memory.
Thank you.
Or I could.
I presume we were all paying attention.
It is very much the base requirement.
I could kill him softly with my song. Killing him softly with
As you
my
begin singing,
song.
the Krampus looks up, as if aware of people singing. It often being referred to
Okay.
as the opposite of stealth.
Well done,
And
Michael Kennedy.
the Krampus will... Okay, the Krampus vanishes.
Oh,
And then you hear a voice.
problem solved.
Which is going to be me attempting some fun voice work with, I won't lie, builders in my house that have filled my throat with dust today. We'll see how long I can do this voice for. Welcome, friends. It would seem that you have too forgotten the old ways. Still, it is my duty, my divine task, to educate the masses by disciplining as many people as required, until mortals learn to fear the winter again. And the rules are
Good
simple.
voice.
Be nice, don't be naughty. But you people have broken into my home. You stole fizzy-lifting drinks. And it just remains to be seen who has been the most naughty. And to wish them a very Merry Christmas. At which point...
Christmas.
Okay. Guys, we need to do something fast because I'm pretty sure I've been the worst out of all of us.
What about if we offer up the goose dressed as you? It's just an
Good.
idea. It's just an idea.
I'm happy to go with it.
And we say this is Dick Spanner, as you
Yeah.
know,
I
and
should
hate
make two
him.
things very clear. One is we have reached our next fundraising goal. We have another phone a friend available, but I do not know who we're going to call. If somebody can let me know. Oh, it's currently, there's a poll. The poll has ended. Lou, you have won a phone a friend vote, as called for by
Okay,
the chat.
Oh wait.
And the second thing I should mention is that there is a thunderclap and a bright light flashes in the centre of this chamber because the audience has picked the other villain you'll be facing, and the audience has chosen that you will be facing off against the gingerbread dragon.
Oh.
As a 20-foot tall dragon made entirely out of gingerbread manifests in this chamber, and it rears back and exhales a sort of hot, spicy breath. What is its breath weapon? Sorry. Oh no, its breath is just a torrent of hard candy.
Great.
Right.
So we've got to fight gingerbread dragon, and we've got to fight
Krampus, yes.
Krampus. Okay. Well, what do we do?
Do you want to phone your friend?
Yes,
Maybe they will know
yeah.
what to do.
Yeah. I mean, he's quite old, so he might be in bed. But
Lou, this is important. Get him to describe what he's wearing top to bottom.
okay.
Yeah.
What?
That might take a long time. He's quite tall.
Okay. Speaker.
Okay, nice and close to the microphone, please. Would everybody else roll initiative? Everybody else roll initiative for me, just so we've got that done ahead of time. I'll ask for it in a second.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh, hello. We're calling you from Dungeons and Dragons.
Of course, yeah, for sure.
How are first of all, everyone wants to know what you're wearing head to bottom to toes.
I am wearing a pair of jeans.
Pair of jeans.
I'm wearing a white t-shirt which has Lonsdale written on it.
Lonsdale.
And a blue, a V-neck jumper.
Oh, very trad.
Pants. Oh yeah, well you know me. I was about to say I'm a 49-year-old man. I'm a 50-year-old man.
Get with the program. You're 50. We thought you might be in bed. You know, but with it being 10 o'clock and everything.
I mean, listen, I'm about to go clubbing, but you caught me on my way out.
I've got my Richard Osman doll behind me. Forever pushing the brand. I should have put a copy of your book in the background as well.
Oh, that was the Thursday Murder Club.
Yes, it doesn't, but it doesn't need promotion, does it? So moving on. We wanted so clever Richard, oh so clever. And what are we asking him, guys?
We need to know how to defeat the gingerbread dragon that is firing hard candy at us.
Okay, there's a gingerbread dragon. He's 20 foot tall. I imagine it's a him. You know, in your neck of the woods, really. A neck of the woods.
A gingerbread what?
Dragon.
Dragon, okay.
And then there's a monster called the Krampus, and we have to fight both of them. And we haven't really got any useful spells. I've got a spell called Going to Sleep. But I don't think that's going to cut it. What do you think? We've got Squirrel Dwarf.
I can create or destroy. I can create or destroy water.
Yeah. That's not. Yeah.
Well, that could like dissolve the dragon. Do you think?
Grossly, what's your special powers at this stage in the game?
Oh, I can do a big thunder shock and thunder him about.
He's.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, you were holding the phone to the computer while wearing headphones, which meant he absolutely couldn't hear any of us.
Well, that's rude. So hopefully you'll come back.
That was pointless. You could say.
Oh.
That was pointless.
Can I get some inspiration?
You can have inspiration for that, Phil.
Thank you.
I'm just going to say what literally everybody in the chat is saying. You have an infinite supply of milk.
We're the best. We're the best.
We have an infinite supply of milk.
Yeah.
Yes, that will.
Donk the
solve
dragon. Donk the dragon. Donk.
Could I get everybody's initiative rolls, please?
Yes.
17.
I find this so
18.
17.
He's
18 here.
All right.
17 plus what is it? Initiative. 20. And he said you cut off. Richard said you cut off. Oh, he makes charity, does he?
Sorry, Phil. What did you get? 17. And Sally?
17.
Oops,
17.
Okay. So, let me just roll for the Krampus. Ooh, great. And the gingerbread dragon is on 1. Okay. On initiative 22, the doors that you are stood by.
Sorry, let's just call Richard back and ask why he hates Red Nose Day, shall we?
Let's.
Hello, Richard. Hello. Oh, we were just checking that you didn't hang up on us and you don't hate Comic Relief.
Near the mic.
I mean, normally, for charity, as you know, I would pick up on. But listen, if Richard Curtis is involved, then I show the respect for staying on the phone.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, good. It just did leave a bit of a sour taste, what with it being for charity and everything. So I just thought I'd call back so everyone knows that you're actually a good guy.
Oh yeah. It's literally it's a phone thing rather than a hatred of humanity thing.
Yeah, and also we've decided to do your catchphrase in light of you, and we're solving it with milk. And you've always said that, haven't you?
Oh, I always say solve it with milk.
Solve it with milk.
With milk, yeah.
Yeah, we've got like an endless supply of milk. Is that?
Well, listen.
So.
Oat milk, cow's milk, goat's milk,
all the
milk, soy milk.
Yeah.
However you want to solve it.
Thank you. Well, lovely to chat to you. And
is that it?
That's
Genuine question: does Richard have any thoughts about how to kill the Krampus?
Oh yeah.
How much money have I raised?
You've raised. Well, we did get £70 to call you.
Oh, you got 500.
500.
£500, excellent.
Yeah. But that's just a little tidbit on the end. You probably got more actually. But Paul is a dungeon master. Is that right, Paul?
Oh yeah.
And
every single time you ring me, Lou, by the way, you're with a dungeon master.
I know. What can I say? A girl's got a lifestyle.
This is the first time it's been
Yeah. Yeah. Usually it's just another Friday.
Normally it's some other relief.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you. They did say to keep it family friendly, but I did.
That ship sailed a while ago.
That ship sailed because I said who wants to name. Who knows?
Met you before.
I said who wants to name my tits, and I called them the Zuckle Brothers. So but but anyway, what should we?
Oh, listen, whatever money I was donating, I withdraw.
What? That's what the Dungeon Master said. What do you think we should do? Paul Dungeon Master wants to know about how can we fight the Krampus and this big tall guy.
And the gingerbread dragon.
Yeah, thank you for remembering.
Dunk the gingerbread dragon.
In the milk.
That's what I said.
It's brilliant stuff. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Could not be more of a pleasure.
All right, bye bye.
Richard, can you just ask him how you destroy a very, very tall man?
Oh,
which is the Krampus. How you destroy a very, very tall? Has he gone?
He's gone, but he did. But he did say dunk the gingerbread man. Good idea. Yes.
Great idea. We already had that one. We just need to know how to destroy a tall man. A tall man.
We had that one 15 minutes ago before you rang him again.
You're joking me.
So, what I said. I said, dunk him.
And then you rang him.
20 times. And then you said, let's call this shit Osman again.
Oh, you don't. That sour taste in their mouth that he'd hung up. So I'm so sorry. Well, I didn't hear.
You can try and make out that you're worried about the listeners and what they think of Richard Osman, but really, you were worried that he'd hung up on you and he didn't like you. And then you rang him again.
Oh, it's 50-50. But let's get on with the plan of this kneecap him.
What we already decided. We already decided to dunk him in all our milk.
It's the Krampus. The Krampus.
The dragon.
Krampus isn't here yet.
All Alexander Armstrong.
The Krampus.
And just confirm.
Just to be clear, right now you are aware of a gingerbread dragon in the centre of this temple next to a big pit. The Krampus has vanished.
Fill the pit with milk.
Fill the pit. I'm with you. Fill the pit. You know what? Orcs are much more intelligent than you let us believe. I think this orc is by far the most intelligent creature on the.
I'm usually the dumbest one of the group. On this arranger, I'm fucking Einstein.
So, first things first is the Krampus appears next to all of you, and having discerned that Dick Spanner was the naughtiest, having been the only one who's extorted goods from another entity.
Okay, we get it. We let Dick Spanner go. We give Dick Spanner up.
James. Oh my god, I got a natural 20.
Yeah.
Deal with this. The Krampus grabs Dick Spanner by the scruff of the neck and throws him into his bag.
Oh, no.
You are now trapped in what is technically an extra dimensional space. You're on the inside of the Krampus's bag. Wait.
Sugar.
James, make a perception check.
Absolutely.
The bag is just full of bones of creatures that have died here. Excellent.
15.
I'm going to come back to that on your turn. But next, Lou, you see the Krampus pick up Dick Spanner and just throw him into this sack and just start cackling. It is your turn. What would you like to do?
Well, I've got Mage Hand, and that can pick stuff up at range. Yes. So I'm going to pick the bag up with Dick Spanner in it.
Yeah, sure. Would you make Lou? Would you make a charisma roll for me, which is in the orange section of your character sheet, because that's how you do spells.
Babe, I don't need to roll. That is 20. That's actually 3. It's 3 plus oh dear. Well, what's my normal?
Yours is, I think, +4.
Well, that's 7. Not very good, but it's a lucky number.
It is a lucky number. Let me see. Let me make the Krampus roll to resist. Oh, okay, that's a 1. Yeah, sure. I will let this fly. Again, if you're watching this at home and you play D&D, this isn't how it works. But look at the time. So yes, you manage to wrest the bag with your mage hand. You conjure up a ghostly hand. It grabs the bag out of the Krampus's hand and just yanks it away from him. So it's now sort of hovering between the two of you. James, this knocks you off of your feet and back into this pile of bones.
Ah.
You
Am I still in the bag
in the bones? But on your turn, that 15 perception, you spot something glimmering in the bag. Amid all the bones. There's something golden in here.
Yes, right. Well, I'm going to pick it up.
My friend, you have discovered a somewhat rare magic item. No.
Oh.
It's
Oh.
No. Sally was telling us
I'm
what it
afraid
is.
not. It's a mask, a gold mask. It is in fact you have discovered the death mask of Greg Davies, the legendary Emperor and Taskmaster. This is a magic item inspired by Greg Davies. That's hashtag Greg Davies Death Mask. But yes, you have found the death mask of Greg Davies. What would you like to do on your turn?
Wonderful. Well, obviously, I'm instantly putting
Excellent.
on the death
Much
mask.
like the film Jim Carrey's The Mask, the gold mask wraps around your head, giving the impression your face changes to that of Greg Davies. And as soon as that happens, as you look through the eyes of this mask, everything is tasks. Everything is potential tasks. You now have the power to 3 times a day command other creatures to do, and I quote, bullshit tasks. They cannot be anything effective. They can only be Taskmaster-esque things.
Now, do I have to get out of the bag
you
before I
to
can
be able to see that,
do anything?
but you can make an athletics check to get out if you would like and try and climb out. You could try and cut your way out.
Yeah.
You could use one of your spells to try and get out if you'd like. You've got options.
Yeah. Maybe I'll do an athletics check. Yes, athletics check, please.
What?
20.
A natural 20?
Whoa.
Natural 20, and my athletics is 6.
You not only escape the bag, you just sort of crouch, like superhero style, and jump out of the bag, one fist held high. You tear the bag open, showering everybody around you with bone fragments, destroying the bag in the process. And then land superhero style, and because that was technically a move action, you can attack the Krampus if you would like.
I will attack the Krampus. Here's the thing, though. I'm torn. Because I either want to attack the Krampus by getting it to do a task as Greg Davis, but then I really want to see what my Dart of the Bull does.
Well, this combat's probably going to go on for at least a couple of rounds, so you can pick one and do the other one next turn.
I'm going to get it to do a task. I'm going to make this Krampus eat as much watermelon as it can within 5 minutes.
To make this work, you have to end the task with your time starts now.
Your time starts now.
And he gets to make a saving throw. Nope. The Krampus immediately turns around, and back in its cave there is a big pile of watermelons now. And on its turn, it will be head. Oh no, it can do this on its turn. It jumps from where it is to the watermelons and begins cramming. And begins to. My microphone has just disintegrated. And it begins to cram watermelons into its face with fervour. Next up is the goose, which is. The goose simply flies after the Krampus and is going to attempt to steal the shield from the Krampus's belt.
Here we go. Here we go.
Oh, it's on the belt.
Yes. Yes, it is.
How is the goose going to do that without
It's going to use its beak.
Use its beak. Would it
Sally.
like one of my enchanting? I've got an enhancement spell. Enhance ability.
Yes, which ability of the goose would you like to enhance?
The bloody beak, I imagine.
I can give it any.
Give it hands.
I might give it the invisibility of plankton.
100%. That's 100% not how that spell works, and also plankton are visible. But I love this sentence. It's my favourite interpretation of a spell I've ever heard. You imbue that. You use. We don't have time for that, and this is funner. You cast enhance ability to give the goose the visibility of plankton. The invisibility of plankton.
Invisibility of plankton. So Krampus won't be able to see the goose, and it will be able. Not the size, mind.
The goose becomes slightly translucent, which I will say gives it advantage. So mechanically, this gives it advantage on this check.
Translucent.
Inspiration for
Give me an inspiration.
Give him a shield for
the
that.
Goose has managed to get the shield off of the Krampus's belt, and the Krampus hasn't noticed because it's too engaged with the watermelons. And the goose is now, however, in the open, right next to the gingerbread dragon. Phil, it is your turn.
I'm gonna strike it with lightning. Thank you. I've got a spell called Witch Bolt, and I would like to cast it at him.
That seems reasonable.
Or
At you, at the goose, at Krampus, at the
I'd Krampus,
dragon.
just to give him a bit of a shock.
Do you think that the dragon's just going to just dissolve of its own accord in the milk?
It's in the milk. It's
Okay,
breaking
Phil,
apart.
would you make a spell attack check?
Oh no!
Would you like to use
Natural
one of your
one.
rerolls? Good choice.
Yes, please.
To which you're
Hey!
adding 5.
Yes.
That's a hit. You've hit the Krampus. You may strike
Excellent.
it with electrical damage, which I believe is for which 1d12? Which is the orange dice.
3. Oh no, orange. Sorry.
One
no,
lightning
1.
damage to the Krampus. Yes.
This is gonna
yes,
take a
it is.
while.
Hang on, what's the Krampus vulnerable to? Oh, not lightning. At which point, Sally, it is now your turn. The group has, variously, destroyed a bag and distracted a beast with watermelons, and has single-handedly, completely ignored the dragon.
But we reckon the dragon is
Well, no one
dissolving
has-
in the milk.
No one has
right?
applied
It's made
milk
of
to the
gingerbread.
dragon yet.
All right, I'll
Excellent.
do that then, please, Dungeon
Seems
Master.
reasonable.
Yeah.
What was I going to say? The milk can be set. Well, I mean, realistically, you're going to use the geyser setting on the milk. Surely.
Yeah, no, geyser of milk. That sounds like it'd be a great idea.
That being the case, would you be so kind as?
And I believe
can
it would be hot milk.
What kind of milk would you like? Goats, cow?
And I
oat?
think it would just I just think a dragon will dissolve more quickly, and gingerbread will dissolve more quickly in
I
warm
would
milk.
say that's legitimate. Yes.
So, yeah. So I did
Sure,
heat it a bit.
can, yeah, it can
That's
be.
okay.
You can't make boiling milk, but you can make it very hot. The dragon gets to make a
very
strength
hot.
saving throw. Oh no!
Coincidentally, I'd just like to say that hot milk and boiling milk are the nicknames for my breasts.
Please, if you would like, we are. I think we're not far off. We're about £400 away from our fundraising goal of James being made to put costumes on. Might add a bonus in, which is that if we make it to 10 grand, Phil will also tell us the name of his breasts. Okay, the gingerbread dragon has failed its saving throw, which means it is struck with a surprisingly small amount. Wait, no, it's vulnerable to this. Okay, I'm going to amp this up. Okay, the gingerbread dragon is struck for 20 damage and falls prone. That is interesting because I did describe it as being in front of a big pit. So I'm going to say, Sally, you managed to knock the gingerbread dragon back. It falls backwards into a pit, drenched with milk, and it's going to lose. Hang on a second. It loses. Where's my D8? Ah! It loses one of its wings.
Is that it? To be honest, I've never felt terribly threatened by this gingerbread dragon.
If you get to its turn and it can attack people, it's lethal. But it's also you very much have gotten lucky with the milk. It's very vulnerable to milk. Next up is the gingerbread dragon, which is going to try and climb out of the pit. Okay. Yes, okay. The gingerbread dragon catches itself with its claws, starts to claw its way back out of the pit. Its head snakes up, and it's going to exhale a hard candy breath at the entire party. Can everybody make a dexterity saving throw, please?
Is that red? Red dice?
Yes. Yeah. And the saving throw is just under your dexterity in the orange section of the character sheet.
I got 20.
19.
5.
Oh no, James.
Oh no.
15. Plus 3, 18.
Okay. And then another 2. Okay. James, please take 20 damage as you are pelted with hard candy after hard candy after hard candy. Everybody else takes 10.
Oh man, I'm on like 11 now or something.
What do I do with this 10?
Knock it off of your hit points, which is in the big heart in the middle of the sheet.
Oh, I haven't been
I don't think
keeping
you've been
them.
injured yet. It's mainly been James.
Oh,
Yeah,
fine.
it's mainly only.
I've just got a 10, missing
fair.
eye or something.
Next up, we are back to the Krampus, who is going to eat more watermelon because you've cast that spell on him. And yeah, he's going to continue to eat watermelon for a whole turn. Which brings us back to Lou.
I will use my spell
On?
Shatter. This. James, no. On the monster. This monster.
Which of the
You
two
know the one.
monsters?
Yeah, the one that's hardest to beat.
I'm sure evens it's the gingerbread dragon.
Krampus.
The Krampus.
It's
The
Krampus.
Okay. The Krampus gets to roll to resist that. But your charisma is
Good luck.
pretty high. Nope. Lou, please roll 3 green dice worth of thunder damage.
Okay. 2, 1, and 6.
So 9. Okay, that is doubled because the Krampus is vulnerable to thunder damage. And that becomes 18 damage, which blows just like there's a massive boom in this chamber. All cakes and stuff start falling down from the sky, smashing into the ground as you grab the walls to steady yourselves. It's a bit early Star Trek, shaking back and forth, and the Krampus has taken a fairly significant amount of damage from that. Next up is... Where's my list? There it is. The Goose, who is, on Initiative 20, just going to waddle away with the shield. Back towards you guys.
What?
Welcome back, Goose.
Thank you.
Yep.
Goose.
James, you're up next.
I am going to throw my dart of the bull
Excellent.
at the
Would you
Krampus.
like to engage its magical properties? And then I require you to say the word bullseye. And James, please roll a green die.
Yeah.
Current
One.
affairs. James, what is the name of the Soviet General Secretary who was elected into the role in 1985?
This is a proper
these are all
bullseye
questions
question,
I've
is
got
it?
from the TV show Bullseye after
Wow.
a pretty weird week in my life.
Okay. I don't know the name of any. Does anyone on
any
my team know
1980s
any
Soviet
names?
leaders you can think of?
Is it Gorbachev?
Correct!
Gorbachev.
And
He was an orc.
you successfully engage with the spirit of Jim Bowen. And you hear, as you throw the dart of the bull, you hear a number shouted. Can you guess what that number is? It is exactly 180 points of damage as the dart bursts into flame in your hands and zips across the room, leaving a Back to the Future trail of fire as the Krampus, its face full of watermelons, like nom 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 nom, nom, just looks up and the dart slams into its forehead, knocking it back off its feet and onto the floor, where it just sort of melts away into smoke.
We killed
did it. We did it.
I want to do another witch bolt.
It is your turn next,
did
Phil. Yeah,
it.
sure. You witch bolt the gingerbread dragon again.
Oh, is that still
Yeah.
here?
Oh, that's still a problem.
Oh no. In that case, I don't want to do the witch bolt. It's too late. I thought.
What else would you like to do?
I've got quite good. Is it also vulnerable to thunder waves like the Krampus was?
Make
thunder
an Arcana check for me, Phil.
Oh wow. Oh no. 19.
19. You reckon, because this is made of cake, effectively, it would be vulnerable not only to getting wet, but also to maybe getting too hot?
In that case, I would like to create a bonfire. One of my spells.
Excellent. Oh, I was sort of leading towards Dragon's Breath, but you do you.
Then I would like to use Dragon's Breath. One of my spells.
Yep, you run up to the gingerbread dragon and take a massive deep breath in, but puff out your chest like a big bullfrog, and vomit forth a gale of your choice of poison, lightning, or cold.
Well, seeing as it doesn't like to get hot, I'd have to go with
You
fire.
would hope. And at which point it takes 3d6 fire damage, which we are... Oh, wow! Excuse me, 15. 30! That is enough to cause it to lose a Okay, you set it alight for 30 damage. The thing is writhing around in pain, and as it does so, there's a crack, and its right forearm just shatters off. All burned gingerbread, which means it has to make another dex save, which it fails, and it falls once again into this pit. Sally, it is your turn.
So we got rid of the Krampus. We've got the shield.
Well, the goose has the shield.
The goose has the shield. I mean, I think, we could quit destroying everything here, guys, and just get back and sort it out with that place and get all the balls down and get the weather better. And
you just want to go home and leave the dragon alive?
Well, I mean,
It's
not giving us any evidence that it's bad.
It's attacked you. It's hurt Dick Spanner quite badly. Before we jump back into this, I'm going to remind the stream we're 250 quid away from 10 grand. You can see James Acaster in a Minotaur costume and name Phil Wang's breasts.
Sally, I've got a spell called Suggestion, so I could suggest it dies, and then we won't feel bad about it, and then we can go back to the town and make it good again.
I think that's a fantastic idea.
Yeah,
I think
okay.
I've got a couple of things up my sleeve. I can turn into a worm if anyone would like to see, just to see that. But I mean, I don't.
Sally,
yes.
Can you turn into a gingerbread dragon and maybe seduce it?
I'd love to do that, but I don't have that. I don't appear to have that capacity, I'm afraid.
Or maybe just fight it.
Timothy OBE.
Unless a worm can seduce a gingerbread dragon.
Well, I'm a poisonous worm, but I just think somehow that poison isn't going to be effective on gingerbread. Just a guess.
It's well, I'll suggest it dies then, and then we'll go back and make the town nice.
Or I could turn it into a squirrel and just eat it.
Oh, can he do that? Can she do that?
Yes.
All right. I'll scramble down, and whatever's left of it, I'll just eat it. Can
I ask? Why are we turning into smaller animals to try and eat an animal that we can eat ourselves as the size we are?
Because we are full.
It is a thing that if Sally turns into a new animal, it's like it's a reset on the level of fullness.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. But then, choose a tiny animal then.
Well, so I'm going to choose to turn into a giant squirrel, like not just a normal squirrel, like a mega squirrel, like before the dinosaurs. One of those, like a squirrel Rex, king of the squirrels. So I'm a squirrel as big as a dragon, and I go over, and whatever's left of it, I just eat it up. The rest of it, I store it in my cheeks.
With an soft popping sound, Squirrel Delve turns into a 30-foot tall prehistoric squirrel with almost useless forearms and enormously sharp teeth.
A squirrel's teeth never stop growing.
Wow.
Even after they're dead?
Yes. You've seen the flaw in my logic.
And sure enough, it's constantly growing teeth. Chow down on the gingerbread dragon. And as the gingerbread dragon dies, a couple of things happen. One is the goose waddles over to you. The goose waddles over to Bruce Lee, who it has determined is its soulmate. And just drops
not so horrible.
Drops the shield down at Bruce Lee's feet and honks up at you expectantly.
I'm not really looking for anything serious right
now. Bruce nods and winks, and then parts of the ceiling just drops, and the whole chamber starts to rumble.
Well, I'll pick up the shield. Make sure we got that.
Phil, as you pick up the shield, you become aware that while carrying the winter shield, your armor class increases by 3. You gain resistance to cold and fire damage, and you regenerate 5 hit points a turn.
Could have been quite useful in that battle we just had.
And as an action, as a 4-round action, you can teleport yourself and up to 10 individuals back to the town centre.
Let's walk.
And so, carrying the shield, you slowly make your way out of the dungeon as it collapses, just keeping about 6 foot ahead of danger at all times, but never once upping the pace. You walk past the goblins you could have saved, but murdered. You walk past a selection of different chambers you could have entered, but largely ignored. Cross the Chocolate River, by, I don't know, some means, and
we surf on the field, yep.
and back up out into the doorway that you ate from near the mines. You wander back to the town, finding a lonely goblin freezing to death in the cold, which I assume you just break its neck as you walk past, and then take its skin.
Thanks for the cape, sucker!
And you arrive back in town, where as soon as you put the shield back in the centre of town, you feel a wave of warmth and light spread out from the centre of the village, and bunting and all normal winter shield decorations spread out from the town centre, adorning the rest of the town. Some of them do have red baubles on them, but these no longer look like snooker cues. Now they look like D20s. They all have a 20 glowing on them. As the half-orc, who's the mayor, comes across, just says, "Oh, thank you so much. Look, here's your payment. It's 50 gold pieces for each, 500 gold pieces for the whole bunch of you. It means a lot to us that you've done this. Thank you very much." Also, this guy arrived and wanted to say hi. And there is an ornate coach in the town square, which pulls up. As this is happening, Phil... Okay, yeah. As you look at this guy, your eye is caught just outside of town on a hill. Is a shadowy figure watching everything that's happening. Its eyes are glowing in the dark. It's a really tall figure, about 10 foot tall, riding a massive black horse. The figure itself has huge bat wings and one horn. And its eyes flash as you see it, and then a wave of snow kind of floats in front of it, and as you look back, it's vanished. This coach has pulled up, and out of it steps a gentleman dressed in some considerable finery, who simply says, "Ah, my friends, allow me to introduce myself. I am Baron Sasha Cohen. And I see that you've discovered..."
Baron, before you talk, I'd just want to let you know my battery is running very low, and because of technical difficulties earlier, I don't have a battery to plug into this. So go ahead, but I think I'm about to turn off.
The old Richard Osman.
I see you've discovered the first of the artifacts of the artists, the death mask of Greg Davies. It's only a matter of time before the rest are unearthed, and they must be kept from evil. Therefore, my friends, I would like to engage you to find another powerful magical artifact. I set you the quest to discover the location of the Alex Horn.
The Alex Horn.
Was it the horn on that creature earlier?
It is an ancient magical artifact. James, put your horns on. It is an ancient magical artifact that it was created around the same time as the death mask of Greg Davies. There are many of these. Also the Ashlyn Bee and several others. But these are tales for another time. Because, friends, you have successfully completed tonight's quest, just as James puts on his Minotaur horns. You have successfully saved the town from winter, rescued the Winter Shield, and defeated the Krampus. Congratulations, friends. You've done it. Thank you all so much for playing. And thank you, the audience. We've raised a little over 10 grand. Rad!
Thank you.
Thank you, audience.
Ooh, thank you, audience.
Thanks, Dungeon
Thank
Master.
you so much for watching it.
A
Thank you
legitimate
all.
pleasure.
Jesus, there's so much spit in these fucking teeth.
Phil, we have also reached 10
Oh,
grand.
okay.
We would very much like to know what you call your breasts.
I thought the prize was they got to name my breast.
That is actually probably quite true. So, suggestions in the...
My personal name for them are Yin and Wang.
Yin and Wang. Suggestions for alternate names for Phil Wang's breasts in the chat, please. And Lou, Sally, Phil, and James, thank you all so much. Where can we find more stuff that you have made? James, whereas you're about to vanish because of technical issues, where can we find your stuff?
Yes. On the 17th of December, my new specials will stream as live on FM. It'll be on at 8 o'clock, no matter what your time region. The show is called Cold Lasagna Hate Myself 1999. 17th of December.
Where's it on? You broke up.
Why do you keep breaking up?
Every time you say it, you break up.
Dice FM.
Dice FM.
Okay.
Dice FM for tickets. Go to Dice FM for tickets.
Dice
17th of December. 17th of December. Dice
James,
FM.
in case we
8
lose
o'clock.
you as well, do text me the details of these and I'll tweet them out through the account. But not at all. It's
Thank
been
you,
a pleasure.
Paul.
Phil, where can we see stuff that you have made or done or are?
On the internet. Or I've also got a podcast with my buddy Pianovelli, the aforementioned Bud Pod. Listen to Bud Pod, the podcast.
Sally, where can we find things that you are in?
I'm not doing anything at the moment.
COVID!
What do you...
Well, that being the case, if you fancy having a look at a treatment, I'm working on one.
No, I mean, I obviously am doing things, but I don't want to say what.
That is fair, and a reasonable time to be coy. And last but not least, Lou.
You can find my stuff in your dad's bedroom. No, I do a podcast called Cuddle Club. It's Cuddle Club. It's a sort of joke.
If you had to sum up the content of Cuddle Club in a sort of evocative noise.
Yeah, it's not. It's just
it's not a noise.
A relationship. It's not a noise. It's a podcast about relationship, and it's lovely.
So I've heard. Everyone speaks really highly of being on it. It's really cool. Lovely. That's our show. Thank you so much to our wonderful cast, Lou, Sally, Phil, and James. A big thank you to Nicola and Catherine over at Comic Relief, and a massive thank yous to Dan, Brandy, Pelham, Trick, Bart, Shelley, and Greg over at Dungeons & Dragons, as well as the wonderful artist Max Dunbar, who has drawn all of our character illustrations for us tonight. Big thank yous to MJ, Monica, Cam, and Jimmy, our production team, and, of course, to Asus and Logitech for donating these sweet headsets and webcams to allow us to be seen and heard. Massive thanks to our mods who've been keeping the chat ticking over all night long. But of course, the biggest thank you to the audience for raising well over 10 grand in support of Comic Relief. That's money that we can immediately, that's money that Comic Relief can immediately start using to help the most vulnerable of us during winter. Thank you all for watching a donation. You all go up a level. Congratulations.
Well done for writing it, Paul.
Thank you.
Well done for writing it.
No idea how much material I cut.
And how much can people buy your 5 pages Winds of Chaos Bible document?
There will. There's option. I will be tweeting out about that later on. There'll be options. I'm writing some stuff up. I think that nothing has been agreed yet, so I can't talk about it unless Dan wants to text me some information now. But I'll say this: the audience, you can continue to donate. The campaign isn't finished tonight. The campaign will continue for at least a week or 2 weeks. You can keep donating. Yeah. So if you're watching this on catch up, you can donate now. Obviously, you can't vote in the polls. That's not how time works. But you can still donate and contribute to a brilliant cause. So please give what you can. And if you've enjoyed this, there's more stuff online. The first Comic Relief Plays Dungeons & Dragons show is still available on YouTube. You can go back and watch that. And D&D has a selection of holiday specials coming up. I host 2 of the other ones. Which is one which is already out, which is me playing D&D with a bunch of lovely folks from Twitch and YouTube, Rowan Ellis, Chocolate Kieran, Leah, and Imogen Mella. And then next week, on the 11th, the other one drops, and that is me running a D&D game for Heidi Regan, Jared Christmas, Sophie Duca, and Rachel Paris. Those are available at dnd.wizards.com/holiday specials. Those 2 are family friendly, in case this show has scarred you. And last but not least, if you are free on the 12th and you're like me, you like your acquisitions to be incorporated, because on the 12th there is a full Acquisitions Incorporated stream hosted by Jeremy Crawford, with Mike Krahulik, Jerry Holkins, Anna Prosser, Holly Conrad, and the electrifying WWE superstar Xavier Woods, all playing D&D as Akig. If you're not familiar with Acquisitions Incorporated, get on board. They're one of my favourite D&D streams. They're just great content. I've been your host, Paul Foxcroft, and if you're interested in this, on Wednesday night on my Twitch stream, I'll be hosting an Ask Me Anything about this show and the other holiday specials. So if you want to come and ask me questions, you can find me Wednesday at 6 p.m. on Questing Time. That's twitch.tv/Questing Time, where you can ask questions of me, and I will mostly respond. I think that's our show. Thank you again, friends. I hope you've had a fun time. I guess my question to you is, would you like to play again?
Of course.
Right now.
I mean, we've got the kit, and I do have more content written. We can do that. All right, we're going to come off air just now so you guys can go back to your lives. We're apparently going to stick around and play some more D&D. Thank you all so much for watching, and a very, very Merry Christmas to all of you who celebrate it. And for those of you who don't, Happy Holidays. Just going to give myself some inspiration. Thank you so much.